What's going on, drinking buddies? You know what time it is. Real quick before we get into it this week, just a word from our sponsors, the people that keep a roof over my head and alcohol in my belly. We are brought to you this week by our friends at Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is the Record of the Month Club, the best damn Record of the Month Club. Every month, Vinyl Me Please features one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection. Each record is pressed exclusively for Vinyl Me Please and has features you can't get anywhere else, like bonus tracks, inserts, color variants, and comes packaged with a 12x12 album-inspired art print and custom cocktail pairing. Can't beat it. Rad music, custom cocktails, features you can't get anywhere else. And Vinyl Me Please is not like the Record of the Month clubs of old. It's month to month, cancel anytime. You don't like an album, swap it out. So if you want to check out Vinyl Me Please, go to joinvmp.com/ANWD. Once again, that is joinvmp.com/ANWD. We are also brought to you this week by our friends at Ghost Tequila. Ghost Tequila is a 100% agave Blanco tequila that is ghost pepper infused. It is awesome. It goes in spicy margaritas, bloody Marias. You can just shoot it. It goes down smooth, makes you feel all warm inside. Seriously, check it out today. If you're a fan of tequila and you like spice, Ghost Tequila is the answer for you. Either buy it in your local stores, or if you're not in one of the lucky states that carries Ghost Tequila, go to www.ghosttequila.com and they ship anywhere in the United States. Last, but certainly not least, we are brought to you by our friends at Laughable. Laughable is the #1 comedy podcast app on iOS. Not only can you subscribe to your favorite shows, you can subscribe to your favorite performers. You like a particular comic? It's a great way to discover new shows. When you subscribe to them, the minute they appear on someone else's show, it'll pop up in your subscription feed. If you're on iOS, go download Laughable today. It's 100% free. It is the best podcast app. I listen to all my shows on Laughable, and if there's a show that they don't currently carry, just drop them an email and they will add it to the app for you. Android users, I know I've been saying it for about a year now, but it's coming real soon. Go to www.laughable.com, get added to the mailing list, and when Android comes out, they will let you know. So this week's guest is comedian Andrew Rose. Andrew and I talked about traveling abroad, why the singularity doesn't fucking work, why comedians shouldn't date porn stars unless they are very, very confident and comfortable with their sexuality, and a whole lot more. So I'm doing a quick read today because I am running late on putting this episode up. Oh, fuck. Also, LA. Almost forgot about live appearances, guys. This Sunday, LA Dojo of Comedy, starting at 7 p.m., live man whore podcast being produced by yours truly. Most people avoid their exes. Billy Presidio wants to bring them on stage with him because I think he's kind of a masochist. There'll be laughs, there'll be tears, there'll be giveaways. Buy your tickets online at www.manwhorepod.com/tickets or get tickets at the door. Oh yeah, Billy from my shower, don't worry why, just reminded me that if you bring an ex, he will buy you a free drink. I think the dojo's got some top shelf shit. Come on, completely wreck our budget with getting a shot of Macallan for bringing your ex or some shit. Billy reminded me to settle down with that. But seriously, come out Sunday. It's going to be an amazing show. But in the meantime, kick back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy.
Always used to just call him and be like, "Yo, did you hear about the new Corvette?" And he's like, "Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, Chris." He's like, I think it was Chris. Yeah, he always talked to us. Yeah. We talked about it. It's like he's like, "Yeah, the news is great, man." Blah, blah, blah. And he was just like, "Okay, is that it?" Like, and we kept doing it. Like, he'd always call right in the middle when we're playing Call of Duty or whatever game, and then I'd step out in the hall. I'd be like, "Josh, I need you real quick," and he'd be like, "I gotta go," and then he'd just hang out, And then I'd be like, "We playing that level again?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll play the level again. Definitely, it's fun."
Well, they were just asking me like, "Well, this helps with mammograms." I was just about to be like, "I don't have tits."
Well, let's not argue.
I mean,
Sorry.
little more work. I got to keep working on them. They're in a training bra right now.
Okay, well, you got that going for you.
Hey. I'm trying to, bring people to the yard with the milkshake.
Yeah, at least you got that. I don't even have milk, let alone I don't have a shake. I don't have nothing. I'm so sad.
See, you got that starving artist look going.
Starving, yeah, definitely. That's the fun part. Like artist, I'm like, I got to get more talented to be considered that. But
it's Hollywood, man. Fake it till you make it.
That's actually, I've kind of, I don't know. It's like the fake it till you make thing is true. My buddy Aaron told me that a long time ago because he's a computer guy and he would always just like, oh yeah, just jump into stuff. Yeah. Have we started, by the way?
We might have.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care. I'm just making sure. People, what's up? But no, he'd always just be like, I'd be like, how did you get, clients or whatever? Because it was all end user support stuff, just like uploading Windows and getting printer drivers, which is easy, but can also be a bitch and a half if you don't know.
Especially if you don't know shit.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I'm not completely computer inept, but even printers sometimes are just fucking frustrating. And I was like, how do you do? He goes, I just told him that I was real busy with other clients. I go, were you? Like, I had no clients. But he was like, I always be like, oh yeah, squeeze you in, definitely. Like, I want your business. I'll make sure that my other clients, I take care of everyone the same, et cetera, et cetera. Some of it was bullshit, some of it wasn't. But I was like, way to go, man.
Hey, if it was working for him and it actually helped him develop business, awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's how I met him through my buddy Josh, the guy that did the video game stuff that I was saying. He, Aaron helped wire his theater room for internet so that we could play online.
Nice.
So. Yeah.
Theater room, yeah. Some people are doing pretty well for themselves.
It was his parents. I mean,
okay.
This is back in high school, so like, it's not my buddy Josh's. But now, actually, Josh does have a theater room, so go him.
Well, go him. Shit. I want a fucking theater room. God damn it.
Well, just fucking put some curtains right there. For people listening, you have no idea what I'm talking about. And then, okay, there's this new thing that's actually pretty fucking cool. I say new. It's probably been 2 years, but they're like giant fucking Lego blocks. And they're probably, I don't know, maybe a foot wide and maybe 6 inches, 8 inches tall, but you literally can just build a wall. And they're like, it just kind of helps to section off areas. Like, you can do it in different ways, but like, it's like cheaper than putting in an actual wall, and it's obviously movable. So if, you are working in a office with someone and you want to split it down the middle, you can do that. But then later, if they leave or whatever, you can just be like, tearing the shit out and do whatever.
Oh, I was just going to go with one of those big fake hedges they use to like build red carpets.
That'd be kind of cool.
Just put a fake hedge right in my living room.
Yeah, I'd like it. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, you already have one plant. It needs a buddy, even though they're fake buddies. So like, he's like, that's that would be the fake tits in LA versus the actual person that's here to actually do something. Hey, fake tits are here to do shit too. I withdraw my statement. You're accurate.
Right? I am a huge fan of fake tits. I will not let you talk shit about fake tits on my show.
I don't have anything against them.
Well, I'd like to have me against them, but
that I would agree with. I mean, with me, not you. I want to be. Well, actually, I would like you to be against them too, because I always want my friends to succeed.
I just thought you were a weird voyeur. I mean, not a weird voyeur, just a voyeur.
Right. Nice save.
I'm not here to shame you.
Good backtracking.
I'm not here to kink shame you.
Yeah. Keep backtracking. You'll back to that wall. And
good thing it's fake.
Yeah. There we go. It's full circle, bitches.
Damn right.
No. 1, 2. I've only been with 2 girls with fake tits. Not anti, just that's a fact. It's the number. I don't know if that was interesting or not, but there you go.
I'm honestly trying to figure out how many girls I've been with fake tits. I think you may actually have me beat.
Yeah, there's one girl in Tulsa and one out here, actually. It's weird that but I do have I know where. I have an Excel sheet of everyone I've ever slept with.
Really?
100%.
Oh, we have to get into this.
I did it originally just kind of as not as a joke, but like I was just curious. And also, not that I was like thinking I was like, I'm going to start getting laid, but I had like a good, like a couple years back, I had a good little clip. I was doing all right. And I was like, I don't want to forget, but also I'm kind of doing it in a safety way. Because in the sense of like, if by chance I catch something, I know I can like go back and say, hey, it was Bam, and then if I need to contact them, I know everyone past that.
So do you have like a separate cell for gave me an STD?
No, well, no, I luckily 100% clean.
Now,
Well, always have been. Like,
you haven't lived until you've gotten at least one.
yeah, I'm good. My mom was a labor and delivery nurse for the longest time, and like she was very adamant about me not having children because she was like, I'm not going to be a 30-year-old grandmother. I was like, okay, I'll do what I can, which she wasn't. And
So anal.
yeah. Which, yeah, she didn't exactly go that way. But, like, this is a true story. I was dating my first, like, serious girlfriend in high school. And we were hanging out in my room, just sitting there, laying on my bed watching TV, door open because, parents. And, like, we like, made out. That was it. Like, it wasn't anything big, But she was a girl that I lost my virginity to, but that's another story. Excuse me. And, at the time, though, my mom was about to go to work, and she was like, "Hey, was it that? I don't know if it was like right when we started dating, or maybe like a month in or whatever." But she was like, "All right, it's kind of serious, blah blah." And she was fucking smoking. My girlfriend at the time, even she was self-conscious as fuck, which is stupid. Like
That's the best.
I guess I don't. Maybe I don't.
Hey, if she knew how hot she was, she may have traded up.
That's mean towards me. I'm beautiful. What are you talking about? I'm a very pretty man.
Oh yes, we're all beautiful on the inside.
And I'm on the outside too.
That's right. I forgot about all your modeling contracts.
None of them. Hey, I'm still pretty. Fuck off. I've been told by many people that I'm adorable, and I take that as a compliment. So,
You should.
And by many people too.
Your mother and your first girlfriend?
There's other people. There was one person, we were hanging out. This is over Sycamore at the dojo. And she was just like, "You're adorable." I go, "I know, right?" And she started laughing. I was like, I'm not going to disagree with you. I think I am kind of adorable. But either way, go back to my this situation with my mom. Like, she was about to go to work, and then she was like, "I got to go to work." And then I was like, "Okay." And I was like, at the time, I was like, "You're leaving us here?" Like in my head, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like, "You're leaving us here," but also like, "You're leaving us here." Yes.
Fuck yeah.
But she literally walked in and just went, bam, set down a 30-pack of Trojan and said, "Use them," and then walked out. And I was like, well, okay. Like, she's not stupid. She was like, "You're gonna have sex." Like, I get that. And I was like, all right. And then I never thought about it, but like when we started like tearing into that box, like I was like, oh, she knows now. Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, because they moved, and then like, but they didn't move like far. It was like from one little desk to the next little corner of the desk. It wasn't like I moved, but like, and then I was like, oh, they're opened. Like, I didn't at the time like have the wherewithal to be like, okay, go buy others and keep this here as a fucking ploy to make sure that she doesn't think that we're fucking. Which later she would like, there'd be multiple times where she was like, "Stop fucking in my house." I'm like, you gave them to me,
right?
That's on you. She was like, and I'll never forget this. This is the creepiest thing my mom's probably ever said to me. She was like, "Well, if you're going to have sex, you don't have a house, you have a car, do it in a car like I did." And I was like, well, that's weird. Mom,
is that how I came into this world?
I don't know. It's a possibility. I have no idea.
See, that makes no goddamn sense. Like, my mother, at least, was proud of like, "Oh, it's good to hear that you're hooking up."
Well, my dad probably was like that. My dad, I tried to do this on stage. Like I tried. I did it once, maybe twice, but it's something that I want to joke about. My dad's number is significant as compared to mine. Like, I'm in the minors compared to his. Not to call my dad out. He's not going to listen to this shit, but
this shit.
You know what I mean.
I know.
He's not going to listen to this Emmy award-winning podcast. Soon to be Emmy. Do they do? It wouldn't be Emmy.
It'd be a Grammy.
Audio?
Yeah.
Unless we're singing, in which case you get a Tony.
Well, it's not really musical theater.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a Grammy.
Yeah, valid point. Did they do Grammys for fucking podcasts?
They should. They do them for audiobooks.
That makes sense. And they also do Emmys for Netflix now.
Well, that's TV.
For the TV shows, but they do it for comedy specials.
Well, because it's on TV.
But is it?
Yeah.
You can stream it to a TV, but it's not a channel. It's kind of weird. It's like such a weird situation, time to be in. Like, they have to be going, not for normal people, but like for the execs and all that bullshit. Like, oh, we want the Emmys, but we don't like. It's like Netflix. Like, I know when they used to give out like the Grammys for like best comedy album, that made sense because the album like it was kind of like in music stores or whatever. That kind of makes sense. But like now that they're doing like comedy specials, it's like, does it deserve something? Does it not? Does it?
It has to be. It has to be an Emmy an Emmy because you have to have a theatrical run to be considered for an Oscar, even if it's a full length movie.
True.
That's why
so Kevin Hart could have got an Oscar for any of his comedy specials.
Exactly, and that's why Netflix puts some of their stuff in theaters for short runs.
Just for that reason?
Yep.
Huh. Learn something every day. I had no idea. That's kind of cool. All right. I don't know where to go from here.
No, we completely derailed your story.
Yeah, no. What was I saying?
Well, you were just talking about the condoms, the hookup.
Oh, my dad. That's what it was.
And your dad.
But yeah,
his epic Babe Ruth-esque numbers.
Something like that. And I just had a joke. I said, my dad has been with enough women that he should have AIDS. He doesn't, but he should. Like, it's just like that. That's all the joke was. See, clearly, it's not great, but it was just something where I was just like, he's been with enough people that like the fact that he's like, it's fucking staggering the fact that he hasn't caught anything. And I say he hasn't caught anything. He's never told me. By the way, I also had chlamydia when you were 12. Like,
I will put money that your father has herpes. Most people do.
Well, here's the thing. I want to say no because. Dad, if you're listening, tell me if I'm wrong. Call me. This is how I think his sexual life kind of progressed. I don't know, but like he was in high school, and I think he hooked up with a good amount of chicks because this was also back in the when was he born? I think he was born in he's 50 now, so it's 50 years ago. So 20. He's born in the 70s. So he came up in the 70s, and then so it was obviously before social media and all the bullshit that we have now. So like, he must have had mad game. I don't I give my dad credit; he does have game. But like he would do that, but then also, but after that, he got married to my mom when he was 20. So it was only like maybe he started having sex when he was. 15. Let's just keep it. It seems average. I was 17, but whatever. Like, I'm sorry, Dad. I ruined it.
You ruined your family's legacy.
Yeah, it's the only one we have. And we also have a heart condition that's passed on from generations, so I'll keep that going. And from like 15 to 20, so that's only 5 years. But like also everyone that he's been with was I'm assuming was within his same age. He didn't go from 15 to like banging 30-year-olds, which, hear me out. Like, I'm assuming that, like, if someone's been around longer, there's a better chance that they have something. So, like, if you're banging high school kids when you're in high school, the chance of you getting something, I feel, is rare. I could be wrong.
I know some people who had genital warts in high school.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe my dad does.
And according to the internet...
That's what you were looking up.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
1 in 4 or 5 adults has herpes.
Who's considered an adult? What's the age?
I'm assuming
I think
over
he's
18.
50, so like,
Your dad probably has herpes.
I'm not...
Your mom might have it too.
I want to say no.
Why? Why does it matter?
Well, here's the thing. I want to say no to both of that because, again, so going back to my dad real quick. So that was that. And then he was with my mom for a couple of years while I was a kid. I think they got divorced when I was 2 months old, so it's not like that lasted long. But then he basically went from my mom to this other woman. Her name is Cunt, and they were together. I fucking hate her. And they were together for.
I thought that was a term of endearment.
Yeah. Well, in Britain, it fucking is. Oh, you jolly cunt. Like, I mean,
right?
Exactly. So, or fucking Australia, which is technically British changed. It's their bad people that kept on banging
And got really hot somehow.
Right?
Hot convicts.
Oh, geez.
They are just prison porn on an island.
That's about, yeah. All right, there we go. So he was with her for 17 years. So when he was, during that, I'm assuming he was only with her.
How do you know they weren't swinging?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't know.
How many people was she with before him?
That's a good question. I want to say I don't know. I don't know, but I want to say it couldn't have been a ton because
it's all leading towards herpes.
Maybe, but
Well, if she's been with 5 people, statistically, at least one of them had herpes.
Well, that's based on statistics. That's not accurate at all because
the numbers don't lie.
Well, possibly, but just because the numbers don't lie. But see, you can do that. You say 1 out of 4, but you can still pick any 4, and they could still not have it.
Well, yeah, but statistically, one of them does.
But that doesn't mean that they do. See?
See?
That makes no sense, but you kind of get where I'm going.
Oh, I'm going. You're in denial. I get it.
Yeah, I don't care. It's not like I'm going to get it from my dad. So
Yeah, that'd be really bad. That'd be really bad.
Where'd you get herpes? I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
It makes family reunions very awkward.
I was just assuming that, you just had a hand-me-down from Dad. Dad finished her off like, hey, it was like that scene from Fight Club, like, hey, you want to finish her off?
No, not happening. But also, what I'm saying is, my dad is with a woman now, and my mom is with this guy, and for reasons that I hate, I know that they are sexually active, because they just keep rubbing it in my face. It's fucking creepy. But they do it, and not they do it. They rub it in my face, but they also do it just to rub
There was a really easy joke I was about to make.
Like, as soon as I said that, I was like, "That's not what I meant to say." No. And I'm assuming now they both like my dad loves my stepmother and my mom loves my stepdad, and like I'm assuming it was one of those things where it's like, "I love you," even if they both had something, they would be like, "I love you." That we're still kind of bang or whatever, but like. I still don't think it would be the case. I really want to say that's not the case.
I don't know. A lot of people have it.
I mean, I don't care.
Nor should you.
No, I'm at 25, 26.
Partners?
Yes.
Okay.
And
that's well above the average.
right, 100%. I think the average is 6.
7 for men, 4 for women.
So there you go. So, yeah. Now, with that being said, I don't have anything.
That you know of.
No, I know.
Herpes is asymptomatic in most men.
But really? Mm-hmm. In what capacity? I've also gotten a fucking test though.
For herpes.
Does it have to be specific?
Yep.
Okay. I might go in and get everything done.
You're like, oh, now.
No, I don't think I do. But also, fuck, now I don't want to because if I do, I'm like, now I know.
Yeah, it's crazy how many STDs are asymptomatic in men. Like, chlamydia only shows up 50% of the time with symptoms for men. Gonorrhea's same case. I got lucky.
But also,
when I got chlamydia, that I had symptoms.
But it would be symptomatic for women, though, right?
Still not 100%.
Okay, yeah. Well, that kind of destroys my backup plan. My backup thought, which is, if they had it, then clearly I would too.
Unless I didn't tell you.
True, but as weird as it is, most of the people I've hooked up with, I'm still on good basis with. I still talk to semi-frequently.
But good basis doesn't necessarily mean that they're comfortable enough with you to disclose that. They might just be fucking embarrassed. They took their fucking pills, they're done, and they're fucking embarrassed.
That's true. But I don't know.
You're like, I only fuck good people that are forthright and would tell me. No.
As weird as it is, and I know every guy says, like, they always do the joke. It's of like, she doesn't have anything. How do you know? Oh, she's cool. Like that typical joke.
Yeah, she was cool enough to let me inside her.
Exactly. Well, no, not that, but just like, oh, no, she's cool. Like, I know she would tell me. It's like, I honestly think that the girls that I've hooked up with have been like that. There's only one, and it was second to last girl that I've been with, and that one was questionable. But I still don't.
Here's an anecdotal story for you.
Okay.
Friend of mine.
Sure.
Friends of mine. No, these are actually friends of mine. Were in a committed relationship for well over a year. She knew she had herpes, did not tell him. It became an issue once he had a breakout.
Right.
That's when it became a discussion and a whole to-do in the social scene in Chicago. Like, he flipped out. He actually trashed a bunch of her shit. And at the time, none of us knew why. We just heard the horror stories on social media about her.
Why'd you burn everything? Because my dick's on fire right now. That's why.
Yeah, like he seriously like destroyed a bunch of her dresses and shit like that and freaked the fuck out. And all we hear on social media is her side, like, he flipped out, he broke a bunch of my shit. 6-8 months later, came out, oh, he didn't know how to handle that he had this super minor disease that she probably should have told him about.
Looks like I'm going to go talk to someone, get some tests done.
Well, and that's the thing with herpes. Really, the only reason it has the social stigma that it does is because of pharmaceutical ads in the 70s.
Yeah.
You go to other parts of the world, you go to Scandinavian countries, herpes is just as rampant, and no one gives a fuck.
Oh, thank God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, here's a story. I was in Finland. Scandinavia, looky there. And how does this story connect? Right the fuck there. I was in Finland. I was studying abroad for my for school and for one of my hospitality degrees, and I was over there. I had just broken up with my girlfriend, and this is not one of the stories that we talked about prior, but it popped into the conversation, so here we go. But the other two stories also have to do with me studying abroad, so we'll get to that. But I was over there, and I had just broken up with my girlfriend. Now, we started dating in October, and went from October to January 3rd is when I left. Now, we started watching How I Met Your Mother together. Now, in the first season of How I Met Your Mother, main dude Ted starts dating this girl named Victoria, and he's like, hey, everyone says long distance doesn't work. We're going to make it work. And she locked onto that shit, and I kind of did too, because I loved her. I did. Her name's Caitlin, and she's now dating an ex-NFL guy, or married to. He played for OSU. I can't remember.
She definitely has herpes.
I don't know.
Allegedly. I'm not getting sued.
She didn't whenever I was with her.
So you think?
Nah, it's pretty certain. I digress. But I went over there. That's what I was saying. So yeah, what was it? It was September, October, November, December, January. So 5 months. We're only together 5 months, and then I left. But then I was like, hey, whatever. And the thing about it is, we sat outside of her dorm for maybe an hour one day, just kind of sitting on a bench, just chatting. And we were just talking about, like, do you want to date? Like, this whole thing, like, what's the situation? And also, like, we both know I'm leaving. What are we going to do when that comes around, And then we were also in the thing of, like, hey, maybe we'll just hang out. If we catch feelings, we catch feelings. If not, then, it's been fun. And obviously, we both caught feelings. And so I left, and then I was it's March at this point. So January, February, March. It's been 3 months. And then the reason we were Skyping a good amount, as often as we could. And I will say, I'm a fantastic boyfriend. This is what I did. Like, we were watching How I Met Your Mother. We had finished every episode up until, like, that had been aired at that point. And then they weren't going to start airing until the later half of January because, that's how shit works. And so there was all these other shows, and I was like, hey, let's get into this. And we were watching, like, White Collar and Burn Notice, and then Dexter, which is a very odd one to throw in with those other shows. But it was the shows that I watched. I was like, let's try it. And she's never a TV watcher. She never watched shows. And then I was showing her shows that, like, have an A story and a B story. They've got the fucking, the enemy of the week. And then they've also got the background story that's, like, carries from episode to episode. And I got her into that shit. And then so what I did was I mapped out a time from, like, I had this whole Excel sheet of when I'm free, when she's free, when I'm in class, when she's in class. I fucking mapped everything out, did the time zones because it was 7 hours difference.
You were all about Excel.
Dude. I was working on one today because I've got a joke book coming out, and I was, like, trying to figure out, like, how much, like, I need to charge for certain shit versus other stuff, and figure out what, like, I'm gonna make. And, like, because I'll aside this real quick, because I just want to make it to where whatever price I sell my book at after taxes, I make $5 per book, which is not bad. And I think I don't think it's being greedy.
No.
After the work I put in, and all I personally have to do is make $200 to make the money I put into it.
Not too hard.
Not bad, not too hard.
Assuming you're not counting your time into writing it, and
no, not really, because, like, also the thing is, like, usually when I go write is when I for the longest time what I would do is I would, like, find a fact online or something like that, and then I would write a joke to it. That's all it is. It's just a fact and then a punchline, and I just kind of, like, accumulated them, put them in this book. But now what I do is, like, every other Monday is laundry day, so I'll go and do laundry, and while that's going, I'll just start writing jokes. I'll just, like, look for more facts and do all this stuff and just write punchlines so that I don't have to do it during the week. But I digress. That is my Excel story. This is so boring.
So back to Scandinavia.
So boring. So back to Scandinavia. So we're dating, and that's what I did. I set up this thing, and I figured out when we were. And what I did was I found out a way so that she could download the episodes that I have and all this stuff. And what I would do is we'd get on Skype, and then I would say, "All right, on the count of 3, hit play. 1, 2, 3, we hit play." So we'd watch the show at the same time, 2 different time zones. We were 7 hours away, but I was still being with her, and we were watching shows and keeping up, like, the relationship that we had. We'd hang out and watch TV and joke and giggle and stuff all the time. So I give myself a fuck ton of credit because that's pretty clever in my mind. So did that, and then we ended up breaking up. And the reason we broke up is because her family was pretty religious, and they're in Oklahoma, so that Bible Belt kind of makes a little sense. And so we broke up, and the reason she said is because her cousin got she was how do I word this? She's from California. She was in Oklahoma, but she was living with her cousin and her aunt and uncle and her cousins. And her aunt and uncle found out that one of her cousins had sex, and then they were like blowing it up, and they were like, "Oh my God, how dare you? You're not married," et cetera, et cetera. Hey, different people. Just it's their belief. I don't agree with it, but
I will happily shut on that belief. Happily.
As will I, but I 100% give them the right to have it.
Because I was about to say, I don't think you were married 25 times.
Were you?
Well, no, but I've had more than 25 partners.
Oh, valid point. So, that part I completely understand. Yeah, okay, I get it now. So, they found that out, and then we were on Skype, and she had said, "Hey, we have to, we're going to stop having sex." And I was like, well, I'm also in fucking Finland, so that's probably going to not happen anyway. So I was like, all right. And but also, what I said was, I was like, well, I'm kind of in Finland, but also I was like, this is going to sound so misogynistic, I believe, but I was like, either side, man or woman, you can say no for as long as possible. But once you say yes, that gate has been opened. I'm not saying I'm not going to force you to have sex. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I don't feel like it's completely off the table at that point. You know what I mean? Like if you kiss someone, they're like, and you kiss them again, they're not going to be like, no, that was a one-time thing. Like it seems, you kind of get what I'm saying? Like
it could be tabled for the moment, but it's not completely off the table.
If you're in a fight or something like that, and they're like, I'm withholding some shit. Like that.
Well, no, that's bullshit.
I disagree. Or I agree and disagree. I mean, like, I feel like on either side, but
no one should be using sex or sexuality as a fucking weapon in a relationship. That's bullshit.
I'll give you that. That makes sense. I completely agree with that.
I mean, I'm not saying people don't do it. I'm just saying it's bullshit that they do.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't mean with sexual. I mean, it's just like in withholding it. It's just like, you know what? We're fucking arguing. Like if you're like in a serious argument, you're like, we're not together right now. We're like emotionally feeling it. So no.
I don't consider that withholding. I mean, that's a separation. Withholding it is like, the cliche fucking comedy where like, yeah, I want to fuck him, but he's fucked up, so I'm not giving it to him. Like,
right.
Like women don't want sex too.
Right.
And then unfortunately, some people see fucking pop culture and like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do in real life. No, fuck that. Talk about your goddamn feelings.
That's accurate. So we ended up breaking up because I was like, hey, I feel like I disagree with that, and there was a couple things I disagreed on. She was religious, she believed in God, and I am sensible, and I so we ended up breaking up. But the funny thing is, I went back to our college town, and we fucked that summer. So I was like, fucking whatever. So if you're listening, Caitlin,
just a little sidetrack.
Go.
So was Caitlin a virgin when you were dating her?
No.
Okay, so she already knew what she was getting into.
Sort of. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, the physical act of sex. Like, she knew what sex was about. She'd had
Yeah. Totally. She wasn't
so religious, like, oh, I'm saving myself for marriage.
But honestly, I might have only been number 2 or 3.
Well,
maybe 2. I think
there's absolutely nothing wrong that if your sensibility say, hey, I want to only share my body with someone I feel is special.
Right.
That's well and good. That is well and good for your comfort level. It's a whole other thing to be like, the invisible man in the sky is going to get angry if I give you this pussy.
That's accurate. I don't think you would put it that way. God, pussy in the same sentence seems very not nice.
Welcome to it. Now we drink.
There we go. So either way, so I was in. Either way, we broke up, and what I did was I went and I had some Johnny Walker Red that I bought, and then I went to this close grocery store, and I was like, I'm gonna go buy some Coke. So I grabbed this Coke, and then this is just little details. They don't really matter, but I think it's just funny. And then I came back, and I was like, I had a little bottle of water. And I was like, oh, we're about to go out tonight. So I'm going to mix in, like, I'm going to put Coke in this thing, whiskey and Coke or whatever, in this water bottle. And then I started drinking. I'm like, this tastes fucking odd. And then I look at the can. I was like, oh, it's vanilla Coke. Like, it wasn't that bad. Honestly, try it sometime. Just do like a Jack and Coke, but try it with like vanilla. Because it just adds a little. It's not bad, but it just adds a little difference to it.
I'm old. I drink whiskey on the rocks these days.
That's fine. Roll with it. To each their own. But if you're...
you put it in an iced tea bottle.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. But if you're a Jack and Coke drinker, try it with like a vanilla or a cherry. Just change it up. Might not be too bad, but I did vanilla on accident. So...
oh my God. Bring a flask to one of those Coke... You know, those Coke machines where you can select all the crazy flavors? Like in the store? Bring a flask. Boom.
I'm into that. I like that. It's not a bad idea. I used to work at a place that they had those. I loved it and hated it. I was like, who needs orange Coke? That's so fucking random.
But orange Coke and whiskey may be delicious.
Who knows?
Who knows? So, audience, do me a solid. Do it. Let me know your experiments. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, because you can also do what I've also heard that if you do Diet Coke and whatever, it gets you drunk faster because there's less sugar in it. That's a random fact thing that I read online. I don't know.
We'll throw it down with,
who knows?
Quote science.
Exactly. So we go out. I'm hanging out with my buddy Luke and Rika, and we're with this club called Monkey, and it was cool. There was 2 stories. And then this is the only thing that pissed me off about that club. They had a shot there called Mango. Don't know what was in it. It was like fucking liquid heaven. It was so good. I loved it so much. Like you could have made me a fucking like chalice of that, and I'd have just been drinking all. It was so good. But they had a fucking blackjack table in the corner in the middle of a club, which is very odd. But it's fucking Finland, so I was like, roll with it, and go over there. And here we go. I'm gonna. I got a thing, and then I'm going to preface, and then I'll come back. Sorry. So I'm playing blackjack, and the thing is, you know how at most blackjack tables, if you, if you match the dealer,
you push.
You push, then everyone keeps their money. Not over there. Dealer takes your money. Fuck yeah, dude. Thank you.
Fuck that,
dude. I probably lost €30 doing that shit. I was so fucking mad.
Oh, and this is when the euro's worth a lot more than $1 too.
I think it still is.
It's 1.1 to the dollar last I checked.
Okay, I checked Canada today, and like, because I'm going there in a couple months. And it was like 0.75 or some shit like that.
Yay!
Or
strong dollar.
Is it? No, they're more. They're more. It's like 1.25.
Hold on, no, there's no way the Canadian dollar's worth more than the U.S.
I bet money it is, because like I'm getting paid in the 600 area, and I'm only making like 400.
No, it's $1 to 1.31 Canadian dollars.
Is that?
So for every dollar, you get $1.31.
You're right. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I was about to say, like, the economy, I don't know what it's like right now, but
I know what I'm thinking. I just, whenever the math is
you inversed
around,
it.
It's that fucking currency math. But dude, I studied abroad enough within a 2-year span that like anytime someone was like, oh, it's €70, and I'm like, all right, that right there is about $85. Like I fucking knew that math like the back of my goddamn hand. It was crazy. I digress. So this is gonna sound really weird.
You're at the blackjack table. You pushed.
No,
You've been robbed by fucking shady Finnish rules.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell this story as if I was kind of telling it on stage, because I want to at some point. This is going to be really weird. This is going to be really random. I have a physical defect. I've got 2. I've got a heart condition, but the other one is my big toe is slightly smaller than my next toe. It's very standard. It's not odd. A lot of people have it, and I'm really defending this because here's the thing. 1 year for fucking look that shit up. And I've read online, again, I've seen a picture, and it's like, oh, if your big toe is extra long, that means that you've got like Greek heritage. If it's like a little shorter, that means you've got Italian heritage, some shit like that. Again, it's online. Everything online's true, right? So this is the thing that my uncle did. This piece of shit. I love him, but I fucking hate him. So what happened was 1 year for Christmas, the motherfucker bought me toe socks.
Oh, no.
And he cut the big toe in half and sewed it.
What a dick.
And then I put them on, and they almost fit. So that's the dicky part. It was like, and I didn't realize it. He just gave them to me, and I was like, oh, that's funny. And he goes, did you look at them? And I go and look at them, and I see that it's cut. And so I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like, it was a great joke. It was a great present.
So does that affect your balance?
Not at all. See, fuck you. He does the same shit. He's like, I don't understand how he stands up straight.
Damn. I'm a hack. I'm still in uncle jokes.
Yeah, I don't understand. It's not a dad joke, at least.
Right? It's cool uncle jokes.
Exactly.
Unquote. Probably not, but.
So I digress. So hanging out with this girl, and I'm getting to that. So I'm hanging out, we're dancing on the dance floor, just dancing, and then kind of as shit happens, like I kind of see her, we're kind of making eye contact, and then I kind of shift from my group of friends to her group of friends, just kind of how you do on a dance floor, and we're dancing and stuff, and then again, kind of making, just kind of flirting via dancing, not really saying anything, and what happens is Beat It by Michael Jackson comes on, and this guy comes up, and he's like pushing me away, and he's like doing it to the beat of the song, which made it like really silly. But he was like, beat it, but he was telling me to beat it basically, but he was like, but he was doing it to the song. I'm like, that's not the way to do this. Like you lost all manhood and credibility right off the fucking bat.
Oh my God. It's got a name for your condition.
Oh, fuck off.
It's called Morton's toe.
I hate you so much. Oh fuck. Read whatever. I'm curious now.
Continue with your story. I'll read and I'll present it to the audience in a.
Okay. So we're dancing and everything, and then no, I want you to be in it too, buddy. Don't.
I'm listening. You're dancing.
Are you reading and listening? Can you do both?
I may have had a couple hundred shows where I do shit like this.
All right. Hey, valid argument. I digress. So we're dancing and everything, and then this dude kind of and I was like, oh, what the hell? So I kind of switch back over to my friends, and then she disappears. Exactly, right? But so I'm kind of walking around, and then I keep going upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, down, and then I go upstairs, and I see her, and I walk upstairs, I'm like, hey, was that your boyfriend? And she goes, no, and I go, oh, well, because he was pissed. And she was like, yeah, I don't know. And we kind of start chatting. I honestly cannot remember what we were chatting about. I wish I could because it would make the story better. But we're chatting, and then she's like, okay, well, I'm about to leave. And I go, oh, okay, well, it was nice talking to you. She goes, because she goes, I'm going to go home. I was like, oh, that's nice. It was nice talking to you. She's like, well, you can come. I was like, okay. Like, I'm not going to say no to that. Like, that's like, it's such an easy intro. So we go back to her apartment, and we're sitting there, and then I was talking about something. I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Like, I play guitar and I sing, blah blah blah. And then she was like, well, sing. And then I was like, let me see your computer. So I pull up fucking John Mayer on YouTube. Hey,
whatever gets the job done.
Dude's got some songs, and my vocal range is kind of in the range of a couple songs.
I'm not hating on you getting the job done,
and I feel like you are. So
no, I'm envious because I am tone deaf as fuck.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not the best singer, but I know I'm not the worst. Like, not the
no. The worst is right fucking here, right fucking here.
As long as you know. So we're sitting there, and then we start making out, and then we kind of go to the bed, and things kind of die down, and then I was like, all right, whatever, and then try to start it up again, but she's like she's a little too far gone at that point, and then whatever. So I just pass out at that point. Or I go to sleep, like I was fucking hammered. But I go to sleep, and then the next morning I wake up, and I was like, I think my like shoulders were exposed, like my shoulders, head, and neck, and everything. So I was just like, fuck it. So I like pulled the blanket up just so I could like warm up, and like so my feet were fucking in the cold at that point. I was like, I don't care though, my feet can stay cold. So I do that, and then she like sits up, and she's like, and stretches, and she looks down. She goes, why is that one smaller than the rest of them? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I travel 6,000 miles to get away from this shit. She's talking about my toe, and I was like, fucking, I was so mad. I go home, go to my flat, and I call my cousin, and I go, I got a story for you, and you swear to God you will not tell your dad until I can. She goes, what? I tell it to her. She falls on the fucking ground laughing. And I end up going back home, and like the second day I'm home, third maybe, I go and I'm like, Uncle Chuck, I need to come over. I got to tell you and Chris the story, this crazy story. And he was like, all right, Stephanie's told me you got a crazy story, but I got to hear it. So I tell him, and he's sitting in his recliner, and he just is just like, just fucking howling, laughing. And I was like, yeah, I waited 4 months to tell you that, you piece of shit. Like, enjoy it. It was like, so like, I know how it went from like Scandinavia herpes to that, but there's that. But like, I don't think I have anything, but we only kind of made out, and
so it might just be oral.
I no, I may have fingered her. I don't know, but like, even
you can't get hand herpes. That's cool.
Yeah, valid point.
Listen, I don't think you can. I'm not a doctor.
Good save.
Oh, I often tell my audience, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. Don't believe anything I fucking tell you. That's like medical facts. Like, I don't know. I Google shit. There's a lot of varying wild opinions. Like, according to Wikipedia, 2.9% to 22% of people have your condition.
2.9 to 22. That's a wide fucking
I know,
margin.
like, bad math. Like, bad math there.
One or all of people have this fucking stupid.
Maybe I'm the one with the fucked up toes.
Maybe. I don't know, but it's like, it is like, I know I'm not the only person that's got that. And it's
well, obviously,
here's
up to 22%.
Exactly. But here's the thing. It's not a weird thing. Me bringing it up makes it a weird thing. You know what I mean?
Well, that girls can pick it out from like a hungover stupor. That makes it a little weird.
You're a piece of shit, but you're 100% accurate. I hate you. That's fucking, that's so true. Well played, sir. Well played.
I'm just saying. Like, I've never been so hungover in the morning, like, and with it enough to be like, you have a defect. You're defective.
Well, also, like, an easy thing to pick out is like
Especially if you have a chest scar. Like, that would be much more prevalent.
I was just about to say that. Like, if you ask about my, I had open heart surgery when I was 16. If you ask about that, again, that's kind of, it's right there and it's easy. Like, I don't think anyone like would look at that and be like, oh, he's probably had like a crazy young childhood and he was just like, I'm going to scar my chest and go down the middle. No, there's obviously a story behind that shit.
You should just spin and be like, a lot of meth and my heart exploded. There's a new one in there. It's a pig's heart.
What I did do, I didn't really do this. It was just me joking around with my buddies. It's like, I don't know if I still have the fucking scar on my side. I had a scar on my right side because I had a chest tube put in. Which, what does that mean? No fucking idea. But I know that I had one. But I joked about it.
Well, the chest tube like removes liquid.
It's underneath. That's what it is. I've got this tiny little hole right under my abdomen. That's where my chest tube was. That's what it was. So I had this, and then I've got my main scar. And I was joking with my buddy, and I was like, dude, I'll just tell people that I got shot. That's where the small hole is, and they had to open me up to get it out. And he was like, oh, that'll work. And I'm like, I never fucking used it. But I was like, who knows?
I don't think that one will fly with anyone who's like, you don't want to fuck anyone that would work on.
Yeah, dude, man. I've had a questionable one night stand.
Only one? Out of 25 partners, you've only had one questionable one night stand? Why? Why only one?
2 maybe.
Why only 2?
Because all the other ones, like,
I've had a lot of questionable one night stands, so
I'm trying to think, like, hold on, let me grab my phone.
I'm gonna pause it real quick.
I'm back.
And he's back.
Not that anyone kind of could tell. Hey,
are we pulling up the Excel spreadsheet?
Yeah. This comedian that I like. Follow me back. Go me. Ha 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 ha. Guy named Brandon Vestal. He's very funny. Go look him up. But yeah, if I can pull it up. You know what it's. By the way, you know what the Excel spreadsheet's called? Yeah, just give it a guess. Like, I'm curious what you
Bang
think.
sheet.
No, it's just called girls. Simple enough.
It's simple enough.
It does. It explains exactly what.
But what happens if you experiment with a dude?
I'll have to make another Excel sheet.
Or what happens if you have a threesome?
Well, they're both going to go in the same call. Like, and also I color coded each year.
But I'm just saying, like, if you have a threesome, like if you have the Devil's Triangle, the non-drinking game version.
Okay.
You know, are you going to make a separate spreadsheet for like, this is the threesome spreadsheet?
No, it's still going to be in there, but like I would probably put them together and then I would comment.
You just girls asterisk.
Well, also because here's the other thing that I've done is like whenever I did it, I put, depending on what the situation is, I put the years. Like for my girlfriend in high school, it was like 2008 to 2009, so makes sense. And then college girl, same thing. And then these other.
Do you have a column for positions?
No, but I have done. I have put in like if I was using a condom or not. I think that makes sense, right?
No, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
The only other people I know who have an Excel spreadsheet like this are porn performers.
This about what?
So a lot of porn performers I know have a spreadsheet of everyone they've worked with, just so they can A, keep track of their money, B, keep track of if there is an on-set transmission.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But you're the only person I know who does not do porn who does this.
Who knows? We'll see what happens after this podcast, bro. Like I said, I'm adorable.
Adorableporn.com, starring Andrew Rose.
I think that's twink.com. As sad as it is, I know what I look like. See, here's the thing. I'm going through this, and there's girls I don't know who they are. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, either way. So no, these are my numbers, and not my numbers. These are my columns, if you will. It's like in count, and then like the number in the count, and the next one is the round, because like there's a couple of them I've hooked up with again.
So when they just get a fresh entry?
They do, but it's like yeah, they're still but that doesn't up my number because they're still in the count. You know what I mean? It's the same.
Oh, gotcha. So one number is the count, then one number is. Okay, that makes sense.
First round, second round, if whatever. If there's any girls that have been with me that are listening to this, I'm a piece of shit or I'm not. I don't know. But either way, then it's the name, the year, or like the date.
So what's the highest round count?
2.
2? No one's coming back for thirds?
Not yet. It's gonna happen, but it just kind of hasn't based on.
Now the question is, how does second round get quantified. So do you have to have a partner in between for it to be considered round 2? Like your high school girlfriend is all one round.
That's what I'm saying. If it was multiple times within like a set period, I would count that as a round, if you will. I sound like such a fucking asshole. I hate you so much right now. Like, why'd you have to make me do this?
I didn't make you do anything.
No, you didn't. I'm the one that
you volunteered this
information. No, but I would say, yeah, if I was with someone for a few months and there was a few times within that month, then I would count that as the same because I would hope that they're not with anyone either.
Okay, but so what happens if you were, say you got a 6-month thing, y'all are together for 6 months, you fuck one other person, one night hookup, and then go back to that person. Is that now round 2?
Yeah, I would count that like that. Just in the sense, well, yeah, I would. I'd have to just because I'm analytical.
Well, you're in luck. Adorableporn.com is not coming up, so it may just be free.
What would? Oh, yeah. See, I've got all these. Jesus Christ. I'm such a piece of shit.
Oh, come on. 25? Whatever.
No, I've got a goddamn Excel sheet, and it's color-coded, and...
Adorableporn.com is for sale for $1,100.
$1,100?
Yep.
Nah, I'm good. I don't have...
Come on, that'd be the best comedian site ever. Like, come check me out at adorableporn.com and then have no porn on it.
Oh, by the way, since we're kind of deep diving into this, I will tell you, I'm in a dry spell right now.
It's Hollywood and you're not rich. It makes sense.
That doesn't matter, man. I was here 2 months and I got laid.
Yeah, once in 2 months. That's a dry spell.
Nah, not for me. Like if this is my goal. I just, until I get married or if that ever happens, I want to have my number match my age, so I have to hook up with 2 more people or 3 more people by January for that to
Listeners,
happen.
make this shit happen.
Thank you.
Go swing by the Dojo of Comedy, ask for Andrew, blow him in the sound booth.
That doesn't count.
Fuck him in the sound booth.
Well, it's like all we have is curtains blocking us, but that could be fun.
Could be, would be.
Depends on the show. If
it's a dead comedy show.
Yeah, and then I'm like, why is Andrew making noises like that?
Why are there 4 legs back there?
It's so crazy, right? Can we open the curtain? No, go away.
You accidentally hit the God mic. You just mic it up over the PA.
Yeah, it's not a bad setup though. I love that little room, dude. Sorry, no, we're kind of getting into a little inside baseball, but yeah, no. Last time I got laid was my birthday.
Ooh, so it's about a year?
Dude, almost a year. Like, as soon as January. Yeah, exactly. That's yeah.
So go to South America. Prostitution's legal.
Nah, man. I would. Okay, this is a funny story. I was in Chicago. I was in Chicago. I'm not going to say where I was. But I was in Chicago. Outside of that, I'm giving no details. I met this girl, and then we were talking. And then we ended up, we were kind of flirting and stuff. And then we ended up leaving. And when we left, she was like, let's find a hotel. I was like, all right, cool. And the thing is, like, as soon as we walked outside, we started making out. I'm like, oh,
we're find a hotel. So neither one of you don't live in Chicago. She didn't live in Chicago either?
She lived there.
Okay.
But family was there. She lived with her parents at the time.
Did you card her?
No. But no, she used to work at one of the places that I was at, so I knew that she was. It's not one of those situations. I knew she was of age.
You're not like you pulling that scene from Trainspotting. Like, are you her flatmates?
I would really like to get that reference. I've never seen Trainspotting. Yeah, fuck me, I guess.
Pass, okay. Hard pass, but
you fuck off. You know what I mean. Also, let's just do this. I've never seen that. I've never seen fucking Pulp Fiction. Oh my God, blame the whatever. Not that I don't want to. I just haven't. I will at some point. I just haven't.
And people wonder why I shit talk Oklahoma.
Fuck off. It's a great place.
Sure it is.
And you can't say that because my dad's from there, and he has seen it. So what are you going to do? It just depends. Different people, different things.
Fucking cultural icons. Cultural icons.
How old are you?
37.
Okay, when did the movie come out?
90s.
Okay, how old are you when it came out?
Not old enough to have probably seen that.
Okay.
I shouldn't have seen it when it came out, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, dude.
A movie about heroin junkies?
Oh, no, okay, I'm jumping back to...
Pulp Fiction was 94, so I was 13. I saw it in theaters.
See, that makes sense, though. You're 13. That kind of makes sense. You said it came out in 94?
Mm-hmm.
I was 3 years old. I'm definitely not going to see it.
It's on Netflix.
No, is it?
I think so.
If it is, it's one of those things I know I need to watch, but I just haven't. But I have seen a shit ton of cult movies and stuff like that, so it's not like I'm completely fucking out of the zeitgeist of shit like that.
I'm gonna text Trevor, be like, you gotta fix your guy.
You can shut the fuck up. You're gonna ruin my gig, bro. Like, that would be great if I walked in and he was like, fucking go. You haven't seen the fucking, they open and there's the gold shiny. You don't know a goddamn thing. But how did I know that if I didn't know that?
Because it's been referenced about 100 different things.
Has nothing to do with that. I know certain things. I just don't know about that. Like, I've seen the fucking motherfucker scene with Ezekiel and all the Ezekiel.
Yeah, but it's how it all comes together is.
No, I need to see it. I know that. I just haven't.
It's 2 hours of your life.
No, that's true. That's
Stream it in your car.
Well, I'm driving, exactly. That goes to a conversation you folks didn't get to hear. But for instance, like, you probably have, but okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and I'm gonna say, is it like this? Have you seen Boondock Saints?
Of course.
Okay.
Real quick, just take a look at the wall over there.
No. I've seen a shit ton of stuff.
Just look around the wall real quick.
Okay.
Take a real quick look around the wall.
I knew you have an ass fuck ton of movies. That's not anything that I'm like super shocked about.
I watch a lot of fucking movies.
No, that's good. I mean, reading would be better, but you have books here that you pretend to read, and that's fine.
No, those are all my roommates.
You have a roommate?
I do.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
I'm not quite as successful as you thought I was.
Oh, actually, it kind of makes me a little happier. I'm like, this motherfucker, it's a great place. It's all on his own. Way to go.
No, I have a roommate.
Now that I think about it, in case, if by chance you were that successful, this whole thing would be in that separate room.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. The studio setup would not be in the dining area.
Yeah. It's not, I like it, dude. You got a great setup. I said that earlier. But, so when I saw Boondock Saints for the first time, I watched it and I was like, well, this is fucking different, man. This is just, it's interesting. It's got like a weird, because they got the ahead of time, back in time, ahead of time, back in time. Just a little thing of fucking shit went crazy. What happened? And then they flash back and they show everything that happened instead of someone just going, I shot a guy and they ran away. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still trying to figure out how you've seen Boondock Saints and not Pulp Fiction. You were 8 when Boondock Saints came out.
Right. I was in November of 2009. I was 18 when I saw it.
Okay, so it was 10 years old when you saw it.
Yeah. So yeah. And it was because it was actually right after, because the second one came out 10 years later. Boondock Saints 2. But then
that was so bad.
You didn't like it? Okay. The movie itself was kind of meh, but like, it's one of those things that like, I feel like even if they did a third one and it was fucking horrible, I want to see those guys again.
Well, I want to see those characters, but that's why it's a soulless cash grab. Some movies don't need fucking sequels.
Let's do this. What movie do you think got a sequel that you didn't think needed one?
Highlander. Highlander didn't need its fucking like 6 sequels.
Who did it really have that many?
So there's Highlander, there's Highlander 2, there's a second cut of Highlander 2 that removes them being aliens. Because in Highlander 2, the first cut...
Yeah, you're throwing shit in. I'm like, aliens.
Yeah, they became aliens all of a sudden. Like,
that's crazy.
And then they did the Renegade cut that somehow removed all the mention of them being aliens. There's Highlander 3, the final dimension. There's Highlander Endgame. There's 5 or 6.
I love it's like the final dimension. Like, but we also got one more.
Like 2 more after that.
Oh, that's funny.
There's like 5 of them and the series.
I didn't know there's a series.
From the 90s.
Oh, okay. Wait, when did that come out?
86, I want to say.
Okay. He's Googling now. I'm curious. Or Wikipediaing or IMDbing, depending on however you feel. I always go to Wikipedia. Wikipedia is my go-to.
I just Google it.
Do it? Yeah. Because Google's kind of stepped up their game. If you just Google little shit, it'll have like the poster and like the release date and shit like that.
Exactly.
It's not bad now.
And the IMDb rating and the Rotten... Boondock Saints got 20% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Is that good?
No.
Hey, whoa. I don't know. I mean, I know. Well, here's the thing. What has gotten 100%?
Get Out.
Did it really?
Well, it got 100% and then someone talked shit and bumped it down to 99 somehow.
But it really got 100 though? Mm-hmm. Wow. Is there anything else?
Lady Bird was up there for a while.
Okay, so there is movies that have like just been like, everyone's like, this is fucking great.
I was right on March 7, 86.
Okay, cool. See, I didn't know that. I thought that most of them, this is just whatever, but I thought most of them were just like 50 and below, because 100, in my opinion, with movies would be everyone agrees that it's great. Right?
Yeah, it would be a, quote, perfect movie.
Exactly. And then 0 would be no one likes this piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I figure everything would be 50 and below because at least half, you would assume half of everyone would not like everything.
Get Out is currently sitting at 99% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Fuck yeah. But here's the thing. That's just based on people that rate everything.
Well, that's based off critics. That's the critic.
Oh, okay. I withdraw my argument, Your Honor. I've been watching a lot of Suits. I'm really in lawyer mode.
Very good.
You ever watch it?
I have not.
It's pretty good. Watch the first episode. Pretty good.
I'll have to check it out.
This is my favorite. Like the first episode of Suits, first episode of White Collar, and first episode of Burn Notice. All of them were USA. Now, Burn Notice started first, and then in the middle of it was season 3 of Burn Notice. Go on.
You mean White Man A-Team?
What are you talking about?
Burn Notice is just the A-Team.
I guess that is kind of true. I never thought about that. I don't care. Still good. But hey,
no, I'm not disagreeing.
In the 4th season, they bring in a semi-colored man, so it's kind of,
But I'm just saying, it is the A-Team.
It's a fucking great show. I love it.
I enjoy it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
No.
Oh, it's fucking great.
I watched a lot of it, and then I'm like,
the last season I hated, but
this is just the A-Team.
dude, let me fucking tell you.
Without BA, there's no BA.
That year was the worst year for finales because what was it? Burn Notice ended, had a dumbass finale because it was this whole buildup, and then it seems like they crunched so much into one episode. And then Dexter ended, fucking terrible last episode. And then what was the other one? How I Met Your Mother ended in the same year, and everyone hated the ending. They hated the last episode.
Well, yeah, because he went back to fucking Robin. Spoilers.
Yeah,
I should have said spoilers. He went back to Robin, but whatever. It's 10 years ago.
Here's the thing. No one can say that quick enough. No one can, because it's never like spoilers. 1, 2, 3, 4. He went back to Robin. No one ever pauses to do it. They go spoilers. He fucked the girl, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, how did you let me not give time to what this guy much?" Like they know what. Not you, but that's just like it's
the way of the world.
It's the way it works. Like spoilers, they're fucking. They're like, "Oh my god, I had no idea. You didn't give me any time to fucking pause the thing. Why did?"
Guess what?
Like,
if I'm spoiling something for you that happened 10 fucking plus years ago, fuck off.
Wait, hold on. When was the end of Himium? It was 2014, the spring of 14.
Oh, sorry, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I just again, I always. Do you ever equate when something happened with a time in your life? You know what I mean?
Sometimes.
Like for me, the way I remember is like I can remember my first concert was Linkin Park, and I remember that it was I remember specifically it was February 29th of 2008 because it was my junior year. But I remember it was my junior year because that's when I started dating my girlfriend in high school. So it was like I kind of remember that shit.
Yeah, but the exact date, is that in a spreadsheet or did you just remember?
No, that one I just remember for whatever reason.
Well, good on you. Shit.
Yeah.
Like
I have no idea why.
I know what my first show was. I know the approximate year, but I don't remember the exact date.
Actually, here, go to Wikipedia because it'll show all the shows that have been played at a place, and go to the Chesapeake Energy Arena, which is where it was. But it used to be the Cox Convention Center before that. Or no, not Cox. That was the other place. It was Oklahoma City Arena, and then before that it was Ford Center. Welcome to Oklahoma facts that you had no need to know about. But yeah, it was February 29th. Or 28th? Fuck, it might have... 23rd. Now I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm making you second guess yourself?
No, 100%. It might have been the 23rd, but I think it was the 29th. I think it was the last day of the month. It's crazy. I worked at that arena, and then I worked at the arena across the street, and fucking Zeppelin played there, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't say. Doesn't have it listed.
Okay, fine then. Google.
Well, I don't think the audience cares.
I care. I want to know. You're 100% right.
So Linkin Park, who else?
Have I seen?
No.
At the concert?
Yeah, who was the openers?
Chiodos and Coheed and Cambria.
Nice.
It was, yeah.
To date myself horribly, my first show was White Zombie,
Okay.
Reverend Horton Heat, and the Melvins.
Okay, don't know the Melvins. Heard of Reverend Horton Heat. They had a song on Guitar Hero. And then
Psychobilly Freak Out, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then okay, White Zombie. Tell me, do you know their story? Because it was something else, and they went into that, right?
No, it was White Zombie, then Rob Zombie went
There we
solo.
go. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Okay, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah.
White Zombie was the band first.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
White Zombie was actually a band that was failing horribly until Beavis and Butthead made fun of their video for Thunder Kiss 65, and then all of a sudden, like, they exploded.
Wow.
It was off their second album, La Sextorcisto, The Devil's Music Volume 1.
Okay.
I got to see them on their third album's tour, which was Astro Creep 2000.
Okay.
The Melvins opened, which the Melvins are fucking classic. That was awesome. Reverend Horton Heat almost got booed off stage.
Why?
Because this is a metal fucking crowd. Psychobilly was not exactly
Right.
what everyone was into.
Okay.
And then White Zombie fucking killed.
Okay. What is an album that you can go to and you always listen to it? Like, it doesn't matter if you're sad, upset, mad, angry, happy. You're just like, this is my jam.
I don't have an album that I can go to no matter what.
Really?
There's an album that I can go to for most times, but I'm like Slayer's.
Let's do that then.
Slayer's Seasons in the Abyss is hands down a phenomenal album. I'll listen to that almost all the time. But if I'm in a depressive state, I'm not really like,
Okay.
I want to listen to some fucking metal.
Then I'll go, okay.
Unless I'm trying to get out of that funk. Because
You're
sometimes,
right. Dude, like, I can't even say that. I want to be like, well, mine was, bleh, but I can't even do that because I've got so many albums like that. Because, like, but do you equate certain albums? I feel like everyone does, certain albums with certain times of your life.
if not certain albums, certain tracks.
I do albums. It's literally album to album. I can go album to album.
I definitely have a bunch of tracks that like remind me of relationships, like, and some of them are just really just fucking out there. Like, they're bands I don't even regularly listen to, but it's like that one track that like reminds me of that fucking one relationship.
Right. See, like, I don't know. And mine's not even. It's not even always relationship based, but it's just time based. Like, I remember, okay, my sophomore year of high school, me and my buddy, there's this dude that I hung out with named Justin. And then he introduced me to my buddy Josh. And Josh has been one of my best friends since then. So that was in 2006. We've been good friends for 12 years, give or take. 7, 11, whatever. So long time. One of my best friends. And when I started hanging out with Justin, he kind of, because I was at the time, it's right when the iPod Nano came out. It was like when the second generation, the anodized colored ones, the pink, the blue, the black, all the shit, the silver. And I had a blue one, it was 4 gig. And the 8 one was 8, or the black one was 8, because I remember these random bullshit things. So it's fucking dumb. And the silver one was 2 gigs for whatever reason I remember. So I got a Nano for Christmas. I started listening to music. My buddy Justin said, listen to this band, Bullet for My Valentine. And at the time, like, all the rock that I listened to was like AC/DC and Metallica. Like, barely Metallica. It was like the light Metallica. It was like
Black Album On.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect example. And it wasn't even Black Album On. It was like Black Album. It was like fucking Sandman and like Sad But True. Maybe that's it.
Unforgiven. Throw that in there.
Possibly. Oh, no. Nothing Else Matters. I will give you Nothing Else Matters because my buddy Brandon told me about it, and it was one of the first songs that he showed me how to play on guitar. So I did that, and but then he showed me Bullet, and the kind of full circle weird thing. Matt Tuck, the lead vocalist for Bullet, the first album he ever listened to was the Black Album. So there you go. It was just kind of interesting. So I listened to that, and then I found out that Linkin Park was coming for that concert that I went to, and I said, hey, Josh, do you want to go to this? He's like, fuck yeah, I love Linkin Park. He goes, there's just one show, it's one song, blah, blah, and I was like, all right, cool. So I this is back when LimeWire was a thing. I downloaded all their stuff, and at the time...
Internet herpes.
Oh, you gotta fucking love it. Speaking of fucking full circle again, look at that shit. Oh, dude, your computer was like, hey, man, you don't want to do this, and you're like, I want to do this. It's like, we don't think so. Doctor says you don't want it. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do it.
Oh, I'm raw dogging that bitch.
That's so fucking bad.
I want that MP3. I'm just gonna stick it right in.
Well, the funny thing is, okay, this is just how my brain works. Is like, I didn't think about it because I just put I had some of their songs. Like, I had maybe 12 of their songs. Not even. It's probably like 8, and they were just like it was just Linkin Park. It wasn't even in albums at that point. It was before I got really into.
Well, and occasionally you would get the track that was purposely misspelled so it wouldn't pop up on piracy.
Dude, I never thought about that. That makes sense.
Oh yeah,
I never thought about that. But yeah,
I'm old enough that I was in with Napster and then the progressive
Kazaa and then fucking LimeWire.
Well, it was Napster, Kazaa, Audio Galaxy. Audio Galaxy was the best for.
I don't think I ever used that one.
I don't know
think
how
it
it
was
didn't
right
catch on, but Audio Galaxy was amazing because it would recommend song like it was
Other
like
songs.
it would recommend piracy. Like
It was like Pandora prior to.
yeah, it's like people who pirated Eminem are also into this.
That's funny.
I got so much obscure random music from that.
Was it good though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good or bad. I did my fair amount of piracy in the early 2000s, and then when I started working in music, I just stopped.
Yeah. I still do it. I can't complain.
You're a horrible person.
Well, what are you going to do? I'm also a starving artist. What was I saying? So whenever that came around, but I downloaded it, and then, at the time, they only had 3 albums. It was Hybrid Theory, Meteora, and then Menace to Midnight at the time. So it was I think we bought the tickets at the end of November, so we had, December and January, something like that. So I had, 2-3 months. But I bought those, or bought is not the right word. I got those albums.
You acquired.
It rhymes, got, bought, you can see how I'd mess up. And so I got them, and then I just listened to those things on fucking repeat. I fucking listened to them. And then by the time that concert came, I fucking knew every song. Bet your ass I did. It was the coolest thing I'd ever done. And I was like, fuck yeah. And my girlfriend at the time that was dating me, she's like, why are you so into this? I'm like, it's my first concert. Leave me alone. Let me fucking be. Ah. Well, my buddy Josh had been to REO Speedwagon and fucking Styx and all this stuff with his parents and stuff. I'm like, this is my first one, you fucking asshole. Leave me alone. It's great.
It's my first time.
Yeah, it was great, man.
Be gentle. It's my first time.
Yeah, exactly. But it was fun. But so I can equate Linkin Park to that era, and then as soon as right before that, Bullet for Valentine came out with their second album. So I listened to that, and then we went to their concert after Linkin Park, 4 months later, or no, it was their senior year, so it was a year later. Went to that, and then for some reason I, got into Avenged Sevenfold and then Cody and Cambridge, all this stuff. I remember specific times when all this shit kind of hit, and it's just it's always been music always been it's like a time capsule. I know that it is for everyone. They can be I remember I was sitting on the swing with my boyfriend, and the first time he told me he loved me and shit like that, stuff like that.
What was playing when he told you he loved you?
As My Girl. It was great. I hate you. I stepped into that one. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally.
For instance, perfect fucking example. I had started to listen to 2 things. It was John Mayer's Continuum album, and then there's a band called Pierce the Veil. They're from San Diego. And do you know of them?
I've heard of them. I'm not familiar with their music.
It's each their own, but I like their stuff. There's a song called Bulletproof Love, and in the song, there's this one part where it's right after the first chorus. It's why'd you do this to me? You told me that you're bulletproof, but you're the one that shot me. And it was right after me and my girlfriend had broken up.
Ooh.
But it was also, I was in Finland at the time, so I just fucking clung on to music, dude, because it was all I had. I had buddies. But I was music's my thing.
What? Heavy music is definitely very prevalent in Finland.
That's true. Oh, the black metal, definitely. Not that they're heavy, but
black metal's heavy. Come on.
Well, no. I meant Pierce. Pierce the Veil's not.
Oh, yeah.
But I get what you're saying. And then, so I got into that, and then after that, it was we were going from. I was in a place called Turku, which is about 2 hours east of Helsinki. But we drove about 8 hours north to this place called Revi? Something like that. It's in this place called Lapland. It's north. It's where Santa Claus lives, apparently. Got to see the Northern Lights. That was kind of cool. But on the way up there, I listened to this song. I was just kind of going through John Mayer's Continuum album, and it was a song called Dreaming with a Broken Heart. And I just kind of, it was just, I didn't even know it, and it was just this beautiful piano, just dun, 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 dun. And I was like, all right, cool. And I listened to it, and then the lyrics, and I was like, I'm on a fucking bus full of people. This bullshit's got to stop. Oh my God. I was freaking out. I was crying. I was like, oh no. And I looked at it. It was Dream with a Broken Heart. I was like, yep, that makes sense. I agree. And I love that fucking album ever since.
It's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Just random that both of those things hit. And I can remember where I was. I was on the bus for that John Mayer song, and I was at the bus stop waiting to go home after school one day. And I remember leaning against the bus stop, and then those lyrics from Bulletproof Love came on, and I was like, fucking Christ, this is so accurate. It just kind of hit me. I was like, Jesus, fuck, yeah. So, yeah. I mean,
you never know. You never know what is going to resonate with you, especially when you're going through a bad breakup.
Right, 100%. Ooh, and I will fucking take this this is a weird little turn. I was at the Comedy Store, and John Mayer and Jeff Ross are good friends, and Jeff Ross jumped in on my buddy Isaac's show, and John Mayer was there, so he kind of jumped on stage, and they were just fucking around. And then afterwards, everyone was like, John Mayer, can take a photo, take a photo. And I just was like, hey, John. I was like, hey, man, just real quick, Dreaming with a Broken Heart, love the song. And he was like, dude, thanks. Like, no one really says that, because it's kind of obscure. Like, people know it.
B-side?
Exactly. It's something like that. It's one of those ones that's like further on down the line. It's not, Your Body's a Wonderland, or it's not fucking, Heartbreak Warfare, or any of the big ones that like everyone knows about. So I said, he's like, it kind of took him off. He was like, what the, thanks, man. I was like, yeah, just fucking love the song. It was a great song. And like, also not thinking, oh, the song fucking made me so sad one time. It was great, but I love it. It was so sad, but beautiful.
Your art has emotionally resonated with me forever.
But ever since that album, I've downloaded all of his shit.
I love you so much, John Mayer, stealing all your shit.
He's doing fine.
Yeah, and if everyone thinks that, he won't
here's
be.
Here's the thing. This is my argument against pirating or whatever. There's enough people that don't know how to do it that the artist will be fine.
Here's the problem with that argument.
Okay, go on.
So it's not really the artist you're stealing from. You're stealing from the label.
Correct.
The problem when you steal from the label is the label is a business.
Correct.
The label needs revenue
Correct.
to be able to invest in acts that are not necessarily commercially viable.
Right, but I still feel...
Well, no, let me finish.
Go. Sorry, go.
When their numbers are tight, because they're only making so much revenue, they can only bet on sure things. A band that they may discover that may one day be the next Rolling Stones, be the next John Mayer, they can't invest in because they can't take that risk.
Correct. I get all right.
So that's what happens when you hurt their profit margins. The executives are going to get fucking paid. The artists that you know are going to get paid. What you're hurting is the potential future artists.
Okay. That's a good way to put it. Never thought about that.
I worked in music. Like
Okay,
I ran a record label for a little while.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I say that as if we've known each other for fucking years.
Right. But I ran a record label in the mid-2000s, so I got a little bit of an intimate view of how the industry works. It's exploitive as hell. You're like, what the fuck? TLC's making 40 cents an album? And there was a big controversy at one point. But
Right.
And the reason for that shit is the label needs to make those profits so they can reinvest those profits in other artists. Right. Artists that aren't surefire. At the end of the day, they're going to make their fucking profit no matter what you fucking do. They're going to find a way. That's why industry has changed where back when I was working in music, the label did not touch any of your touring money. They didn't touch any of your merch sales. These days, part of a label deal, take some of your touring money, they'll take a percentage.
Oh, I've heard what's got 365 deal, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But then they've had to adapt. The executives are going to make their fucking money. All you are hurting by pirating is future artists. And it's part of the reason the Hollywood system sucks too, is people pirating movies. The Hollywood system won't invest in unique screenplays that may or may not sell because they can't afford to take the loss.
Okay. I'll give you that. Pause this. I have to pee.
Of course.
I care.
So we're back from break. As I was saying, about to stay off mic and was demanded that I stay on mic. Part of the reason I hate the Hollywood system these days is the corporations won't take risks on things that are not necessarily 100% winners. That's why we see so many comic book movies. That's why we see so many adaptations. That's why we see so many needless sequels, because they're more likely to generate money. Because at the end of the day, it's show business. These motherfuckers have houses to pay for and second wives to pay for.
And first.
Who pays for the first wife? That's for love.
Alimony.
Bad prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Would you get a prenup?
What? I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't, dude, I've never.
That's a no.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation because also, like, are you talking about for me or for her?
For you. You're the only one who can speak for you.
Yeah, take half of my amp.
Yeah, you have an amp now. What happens if you drop a fucking million-selling book? If you make a $5 profit on a book that sells 1 million copies, you are now a multiple millionaire.
Right. But, okay, well, here's the thing.
How many billion people are there on the planet?
7.
There are 7 billion people on the planet. So, how small of a percentage is 1 million people?
7 billion, so that's 1,000 million, so it'd be 0.01?
Right.
Sure, math.
Not many people.
Whatever.
8 million people download Rogan on average. Well, on his good episodes.
I don't think it's that much.
There's been some episodes where he has done
Well, a few of them, but I don't think that is average.
Okay, still.
Not I'm not like, no, motherfucker, you're wrong. I don't.
Okay,
I'm
still.
saying, like,
1 million people probably download him on average.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Selling a funny book, you might be able to sell 1 million copies.
I hope that'd be fun.
Still, you sell a couple 100,000 copies, you're still a millionaire.
Where are we sitting at? Yeah, something like that. If I sell 100,000, I'd make. I need to sell 200,000.
200,000 copies
to make a million. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'd be saying now.
exactly. That's not that many. In the grand scheme of things, that's not that many.
Right.
And then someone you fucked that you're now in love with, that your brain chemicals convince you that you can't do without, takes half.
Well, here's the thing. I guess it would also boil down to, like, were they with me before or after?
Either way.
Well, I mean, god damn, that's I don't know, dude. Like, I've kind of like gone to the thought that, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna get married because women keep leaving me.
All the more reason to get a prenup.
No, exactly. Well, I mean, like, yeah, no, yeah, probably I'd get one, mainly because it's like I know that I'm working for something, and if you're not,
You probably shouldn't marry her.
well, I mean, like, yeah. Well, well, I'm not even gonna bring that up.
No, you can't just tease us like that. You can't just be like, oh, we're playing just the tip.
No. It's like I don't know. It's like my dad and my stepmom. It's like my dad kicks ass, and he takes care of my stepmom. And he's like, hey, you're kind of good. I got this. I don't know what their situation is like, with prenups and all that bullshit. But I don't even know where I was going with this, honestly. That's the only thing I went to. I went to my dad and my stepmom, and then I don't know where the fuck I was going. What were we talking about?
Prenups.
Oh, I knew that, but I was saying something.
I'm not a mind reader. I can't.
Oh, no. But it's like, also at the same point, is like they both still work hard. So I feel like if
they both work hard, isn't she entitled to what she fucking worked for in the end? Because if she's more successful and you have a prenup that says you get to leave with what you came in with, do you think it's right that you take half of what she's fucking worth if she's more successful than you?
I say it depends on the situation, because I do have to say, if there are kids involved, maybe like if
make a clause for the kids, then
make a
clause.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in the sense of, like, so if the mom worked all the time, but the dad took care of the kids, that means something. That does mean something. Even if dad still did work, but if dad took care of the kids 90% of the time, mom only did that 10%. I feel like that is something, because that still is a job. You still have to make sure that the family's good. Now, if it was just man, woman, no kids involved, obviously it's kind of a little more cut and dry at that point, because it's like, if you didn't bring anything in, you really don't deserve anything at that point.
Well, and even if you brought your own shit in, isn't it more fair that you get to walk away with what you brought in?
Oh, easily. I would say that. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I do this, if I announce this book and I'm like, hey, whatever, and I make so much money, and then at that point, women are like, oh my God, let's go, whatever. Which I wouldn't just be like, let's get married right now.
Well, what happens if you have a really well selling book, you fucking make, a ton of money, and you end up hooking up with Nikki Glaser, a fairly well to do comic. She probably has some money in the bank.
She's on Dancing with the Stars.
She's doing pretty well for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And you two were involved. She probably has more finances than you do. Wouldn't it be much more fair to have a prenup? And then if you two split, she got to leave with everything she came with. Why are you owed shit of what she has?
I agree with that 100%. Because also at that point, well, if it's something in that regard, I came in with $1 million, she came in with $10 million. Let's throw numbers.
Yeah, we're just throwing numbers around.
I came in with $1 million, she came in with 10. We divorce. Okay, we both make 5 in the middle, whatever. Cut that between the two of us, we both get 2.5. She's sitting at 12.5, I'm sitting at 3.5. I'm still doing all right. I'm not hurting. I'm not, like, even if I still was here, or if I moved to fucking Oregon or wherever, or like it was cheap as fuck to stay, then like I'm doing all right. Like, I mean, even in fuck $1 million in LA is you'd do all right. You could still live kind of frugally and still make $1 million stretch.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying that as like, oh my God, you can make $1 million stretch. But like, you could. It's not that hard. You just got to, live a little frugally and make sure that you're still working to make more money.
Yeah, just don't live like an asshole.
Exactly. Like in an apartment where you have...
Oh, I'm not a millionaire. Come on.
Oh, I know. But
Everyone knows.
You would have someone answer the door for you.
Instead of like, it's open, I'm smoking cigars.
That was nice, though. I did enjoy the cigar, buddy. That was nice.
I can't believe I had to twist your arm to get you to smoke one, but...
Well, it was just, honestly, my biggest thing with smoking, I was like, I don't want to seem stupid. Because again, like I said, I had listened to a podcast and they're like, oh, you got to do it like this. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the right way. I don't want to seem like an idiot. I want to be the dummy that doesn't know how to smoke a cigar.
Back to the prenup thing. It's just, if I get married, hell, the one time I almost got married, part of the reason I didn't get married is because I couldn't get a prenup done.
Right. Who had more money?
Oh, me.
Okay.
Definitely me.
And she was like, fuck that.
No, my lawyer...
Let me rephrase that. He was like, fuck that.
No, my lawyer was in rehab and didn't answer his phone.
That's fucked up.
Well, these are the things that happen when I get drunk at AVN and almost marry a porn star.
Who? Can I ask?
Yeah, certainly. It's very well advertised on this show. I almost married Zara Angel. She's a Burning Angel performer.
Okay, I have to look because I don't know who that is. I think I've seen the name.
Very nice girl. We're still friends. It was just
That's good. That's good.
Literally like we got drunk at AVN and almost got married.
What is Andrew doing? Well, he's going into Google and then he's going automatically into incognito mode. I've been watching porn for just a little bit.
Even while super drunk and almost getting drunkenly married in Vegas, tried to get a prenup done.
That's funny.
I'm a good Jew. Well, I mean, I'm a really bad Jew, but I'm a good Jew in some respects.
My phone's telling me to do my random fact of the day.
As Andrew is Googling people I have had sex with.
I didn't need to know that part. I assumed as much, but I didn't need to know.
I'm not going to marry someone I haven't fucked. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Christians?
Well, yeah, because I'm obviously a good Christian boy.
Okay. What are you going to do? She's cute. I'm assuming her personality was nice.
Oh, no, she's a great girl.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
It was just literally just a shit show. I've told the story on air a couple times, so I'm not going to bore the audience with it. But yeah, couldn't get a prenup done.
Yeah. Go to McDonald's. Dude, give me a bag. I keep my shit. You keep your shit. Will you sign? No. God damn it. Please, I want to marry you.
She proposed to me, to be fair.
Oh, that's sweet. That's kind of sweet.
Well, the proposal was, this is my first trip to Vegas. I should have a quickie wedding. And I went, fuck it, I'm in.
Did you say AVN? When does that take place?
January.
When?
Like the second week of January.
Are you going this year?
Maybe.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm going to be back home.
Oh, you gone fucked up, son.
No, sort of. But I mean, like, I'm kind of working some shit, so maybe I come over some recording, so we'll see what happens.
It's not that exciting.
Well, if you know someone that can do something, it might be fun. I don't know. You could be like, this is Andrew, and they'd be like, he's adorable. Let's fuck him. You don't know.
Oh, it very well could happen. This is just would be my 10th AVN, and I'm just sort of over it.
Second week, yeah, I'm going to be home. Fuck off. Not that I wasn't, like, hoping on it. I was kind of hoping on it.
I spent most of last year fucking just podcasting in the media room all week.
Oh, well. At least you got fucking content out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it. It's just one of those things like, meh.
Who's the most popular porn star you've met? Or famous or whatever, however you want to put it.
That's a toss-up. Tegan Presley's a friend of mine.
Okay.
She toured with Alexis Texas a lot.
She's got a scene with Johnny Sins and Rachel Starr. I'm a big fan. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. Lexi Bell. I've been around for a while, so
that's fine, buddy. I'm not knocking anything. It's fine.
No, I don't want the audience to feel like, oh, no. Matt's just here sitting here name dropping.
Well, the funny thing is, like, also, like, I've joked about it with my friends. Oh, I've joked about it in my head about being with my friends. Is like, it's okay to talk about porn, but when you start bringing specific names in, and they're like, oh, I know her. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Like, you also know the same chick. Like, it's just, I don't know why. But in my head, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, welcome to my world, where I don't masturbate to anything that contains someone I know in real life in it.
So you just jack off to men?
European girls. A lot of European girls. Like, don't know many people in the Euro scene.
There's going to be some UK girls that are fine. Sophie D, she's all right.
Oh, I know Sophie.
You're so, so not her then. Okay.
No, because Sophie lives in L.A.
I didn't know that. Well, I'm assuming she shoots for Brazzers and shit like that, so she has to be.
Well, she lives in L.A. and occasionally, like, she'll pop up like under her real name on like my Bumble and shit. I'm like,
that's funny.
I know I'm super not your type, so I'm just gonna swipe left and save this awkwardness.
Here's some funniness. Whatever. What are you gonna do? This is Andrew being real. There was fuck. What was it? I started following Kendra Lusson and Kendra Sunderland. Oh, Kendra apparently is a great name.
I know both of them. Well, I don't actually know Kendra Lust in person. I just done a lot of work with the agency she owns. So,
what, Lust Productions?
No, Society 15. She's one of the owners.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, she posted something the other day. Like, if you're into whatever. And I'm kind of joking, but kind of serious. Part of me wants to, like, apply and do all this stuff just to see if I could do it and then be like, I'm good. I just want to know that I can make the fucking cut.
Real quick.
Go on.
Are you good with getting an erection, maintaining an erection in a room full of people, and having a camera guy possibly standing over you and sweating on you while you fuck?
I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
Do you think you can?
I may be. Who knows?
Have you gone to sex clubs and banged in public?
No. Is that a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of herpes.
Speaking of herpes, the adult industry doesn't test for herpes or HPV.
I'll be a comic. I'm all right. I did what I could. Thanks for the audition, bro. It's all it took.
Like, let me just shit on your dreams real quick.
No, you're good, bro.
I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to shit on your dreams.
No, I just want to do a comedy show where, because a lot of porn stars go to comedy shows.
Because what? They're not people and they don't want to be entertained?
100%. Exactly. So, the funny thing is, like, someone pointed out this joke the other day. I cannot remember who it was. But someone was like, by the way, just because they're a porn actor doesn't mean they're a porn star. Get it the fuck straight. And I was like, okay.
So there are two schools of thought on that.
Right. Go on. You have an expert opinion in this, so go on. I'm curious.
So one school of thought is, just because you've done porn doesn't make you a porn star. Mm-hmm. There is another school of thought of, if you have been in porn, you have starred in a porn, you are a porn star.
Yeah, I guess, but you could also roll that with movies.
I'm just saying, these are the two.
No, I'm not knocking it. I'm just like, that's like a good.
These are the two school of thought.
Okay.
I'm really apathetic either fucking way. Call yourself whatever the fuck you want.
Right.
If you want to call yourself a porn star, you want to own that shit. You want to be like, I'm a porn star. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm A-okay with it. Sell that shit. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. All right. I give you. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's entertainment. It's show business, just like anything fucking else.
I just want to do. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I just want to do really good on stage one time where I'm gonna be like, let's fuck. I'm like, all right, and then they could be like, you could do this. And I'm like, that's all I need to know.
Seriously, if you really want to see if you can do it, go to sex clubs. See if you can fucking public.
I don't want to do that because what if I run into a buddy?
He'll high five you.
I don't.
You're
know
at the same club.
Are they here?
There's some in town.
I'm assuming there would be. It is LA. That kind of makes sense. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like this conversation is going to go crazy if I keep talking.
No, keep talking then. Keep talking. Drink up. Keep talking.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'll put it this way. I'm not super well hung, but I also know that I've seen porn where I'm hung better than the guys in the show. Or film or whatever you want to call it.
Hey,
not that means everything.
It does not.
But it means something. In my opinion. But fucking my opinion at
least.
Well,
no, it does. It does because do you know what the point of male talent is?
No.
To be a fucking prop.
Okay, that makes sense.
You are there to make the girl look good.
Right.
You are going to have sex that is not necessarily comfortable, that is aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, yeah, because, I've thought about that. Like, I've seen some scenes and I'm like, he's just sitting there. He's literally just fucking sitting there. I mean, he's not enjoying it, but he's not, like, enjoying it. Like,
he may not actually be enjoying it.
Like, he's sitting there going, fuck, I got to tweet this later. I got to text that girl. Fuck. Oh, no, I got to go to the bank on Tuesday. Laundry's on Thursday.
How many times have you fucked a girl and been like, open up?
Wait, what does that even mean? See?
Opening up means, like, exposing yourself so it's a good angle for the camera. A lot of sexual positions in porn are aesthetically pleasing, not necessarily
pleasurably pleasing
Exactly.
or whatever. Right. Okay.
they're not necessarily pleasurable. It is about it being aesthetically pleasing for the camera.
Okay.
So when a girl does reverse cowgirl and she is in this wide fucking stance so you can see penetration, that's not necessarily the best for everyone involved.
Right, because I guess technically if you're doing
Can you
that
imagine
in
just doing a
private-
bunch of wide squats?
Well, also, yeah, but also, like, if, like, now that I think about it, if I've ever had a girl do reverse cowgirl, she was just, like, literally on her knees, up and down, instead of, like, standing up.
Right, instead of doing like this wide squat.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or do you know how fucking obnoxious it is to try like spoon fuck with a leg up in the fucking air?
No, I'm a man.
Yeah, you're the one holding her fucking leg.
Well, you know what? I'd be all right with that. At least I don't have to be the girl, like, I should have done more leg days. My leg's getting tired. I need more stamina.
Right. But all in all, porn sex is not real sex.
Right.
And there's a reason I've never wanted to be male talent. Just never a job that was appealing to me.
I would love to do this would be funny. I'd love to do a series just called Make Me Come. And it's just like blowjobs only, like go. Which I know there are some. But I mean, like it's also, but those are also like overproduced, and it's in the sense of like it's just like they continue, and it's just like this and this and this, and then they switch positions and they do this. I'm like, no, just me on a couch, fucking go.
Hey, you could make it happen if you. That's what you really wanted to fucking do. My buddy Brad Knight, former guest of the show, has a whole series of just blowjob scenes. Like he won, or at least was nominated last year for like best blowjob compilation.
Wait, did he make the compilation?
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because, you know, there's like the compilations of like girls that just get just on continually. And I'm just like, they didn't make that. Like, did they deserve that? Not that there was to be an award for that. There might be, but who knows?
It's hard to keep track of all the fucking awards. Eh.
No shit. Yeah. That's what I was going to say earlier. So I was following Kendra List and Kendra Sunderland, and I was just like, okay, yeah. And then like Kendra Sunderland was like, oh, follow me. And I was like, who's going to follow? Who's going to pay to fucking... My name's Andrew. And I did it for a month. It's all right. I was a fan.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with it. Support sex workers. Support porn stars.
Not a problem.
They're here to make fucking a living too. Shit.
100%. I don't knock it. Dude, okay. My friend Rick was in Vegas, and he met a cam girl who... I can't fucking remember her name. It was something Bunny. But he was in Vegas, met this cam girl, and he's like, dude, she was like a $3 million house, and she's 22. I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. No, there's fucking money to be made. I know a couple cam girls that are very successful who do very well for themselves.
And then also, like 2 weeks, maybe a week later, he was just like, oh, look who I ran into. I'm like, I got to hang out with you more. If she saw me, she might like me. Fuck. Like, I'm 100% playing into like, she could like me. Who knows? We can have a life together.
Serious question. Mm-hmm. You meet a porn star, you meet a cam girl. You guys hit it off. You guys start a relationship. Are you okay with your significant other getting fucked by other people for a living?
I don't know. I wouldn't know that until...
Then don't get involved.
Really?
If the answer is not a hard fucking yes, don't get involved. You are potentially ruining your life and hers.
You think so?
Yeah.
I say that as if you don't have the fucking experience.
Well, no, I'm just saying. If you start dating a girl and then all of a sudden she's like, don't write jokes, don't perform. I'm not comfortable with it. I'm not comfortable with you being on stage.
Okay, there's a huge fucking difference. Though.
How so? How so? How so?
You set me up, you son of a bitch. It's a good call. Okay, because me... as soon as I say something, you're going to have a fucking retort for it, so I'm just going to stop.
Come on with it.
All I want to say is like, well, me writing jokes doesn't involve another person, even though technically what they're doing is a job. So I do have to understand that. I do understand that what they're doing is a job, and there's no emotional attachment to it. Let me phrase it. There shouldn't be emotional attachment to it. Doesn't mean there's not. There might be slight, but, and mind you, okay, I've only been cheated on twice that I know of. Twice, the second one maybe, who knows, I don't know. But
well, to side note, in my mind, if you're convinced you were being cheated on, you were cheated on. Because
I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm not convinced. I've just heard secondhand from secondhand.
If you believe it happened, it's already had the emotional impact that it actually happened.
Not really. Here's my thing. Because I didn't find out about it until like 3 years later.
Well, then it didn't fucking matter either way.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So at that point, it really doesn't matter. But it's still in my head. I'm like, did she? If she did, I'm not gonna be like fucking mad, but I'm gonna be like, that fucking bitch. Like I'm just gonna be like irritated about it. I'm like, fuck, she lied to me.
You shouldn't lose a fucking wink of sleep.
No, I wouldn't lose a wink of sleep, but unless I started thinking about it right before I went to bed, because I do that all the time. Like I'll go to bed and I'm like, I gotta do all this tomorrow. I need to stop thinking and go to sleep.
Honestly, if it wasn't while you were in the relationship, you should have given no fucking thought to be like, whatever. It's in the past. That relationship's over.
No.
It's over for a fucking reason.
No, it is. But like, I'm also curious. It's one of those things that like, I just want to know the answer.
Do you really?
I do.
Why? What does it accomplish to know the answer?
Because I know.
So?
I like to know things.
Do you really want that answer? Do you really want that answer?
That's a 50-50. I want to, but I don't want to.
If it's not hell yes, you don't want that fucking answer.
All right.
But back to... So you're involved with a woman who's like, no, I don't want you to perform anymore. I don't like you on stage or whatever crazy bullshit reason they don't want you to do your fucking job, your artistic freedom. Okay. Should you be involved with that person? No.
No. But also, there's not a stigma attached to comedy.
Oh, there's no stigma attached to comedy? Are you kidding?
Not really. There's never been like a comic that's like gone up and then everyone's like, oh, he's fucking someone else or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
chuckle fuckers aren't a thing.
No, they are. But when it comes to that still gives. See, this is again like it's a weird flip of shit because, God damn it, chuckle fuckers are real because I fuck some, but like,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. But also, I've never been involved with someone when I've hooked up with someone.
Right,
that was one.
But guess what? They are just doing
their job,
their fucking job, and they're doing the job that they were doing when you met them. It'd be a whole nother discussion if
they jumped into it in the middle of it. Right, yeah.
But this is what they were doing when you met them, so you have no fucking right to tell them, hey, this is how you earn your fucking living. This is probably why I was attracted to you in the first place.
True, but if it was me in that position, I don't think I would be like, hey, stop doing that. I would be like, okay, I didn't realize what I was getting into. I'm going to have to break this off. That would be on me. Because then I would flip it, not to be like, hey, I'm the winner or whatever. But I'd be like, hey, I thought I could take it, but I couldn't. This is on me.
See, it's one of those things that you should be fucking certain of before you get involved. Because there's going to be emotional distress on their part too. If they're really fucking into you. And trust is a little thin between performers and non-performers. Because of shit like this.
Okay.
So you're just being like, yeah, I'm cool. Oh, I'm not cool. You are now potentially emotionally fucking up that person because of your insecurity. You know what they did before you got involved.
It's true.
So if you're not 100% down with it, don't get involved.
How did we get on this?
I'll have to play back the tape to get to that point. No fucking idea. No, I got all super preachy all of a sudden.
No, you're good, dude. No, you're making legitimate points, and I get it. Like... But yeah, and I guess technically if I was like, okay, I thought I could get into this and then I can't, then if I were to back out, then that fucks them up emotionally. That is
potentially. No guarantee, but...
Right, it potentially fucks them up emotionally. And I wouldn't want to do that to anybody, be it a fucking veterinarian or a nurse or a fucking porn star or whatever the situation is, you know what I mean?
I mean, for example, like back when I worked in music, I definitely know some girls like who were all about dating a rock star until it was time for a rock star to go fucking tour. Mm-hmm. So she might be well and good with dating a comedian until it's time for you to go on the road to go open for somebody.
Right, and then I'm be gone for 10 weeks or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
What would you respond to your significant other be like, I'm not cool with you touring. I'm not cool with you pursuing your fucking career.
Right. Well, okay, well, goddamn, see, this is such a fucking sticky wicket. Like, it's hard to...
Just because sex is involved.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It is because sex is involved. And I don't want to sound like the guy that's like, all right, just because sex is involved, like, it does make a difference, even though it's their job. I understand, but I also don't understand at the same time. Like,
silly question.
Go on.
Does making out with someone mean shit?
Depends on when.
When does it mean shit?
if you weren't filming.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
So adding a camera makes it important?
Yes, because like if you're doing like okay, for instance, like
so you're saying an actress who makes out with someone on camera, like in a mainstream film,
exactly. That's what I'm getting at.
that makes it important?
No. But it makes it like exactly. It makes it. I don't know. It makes it seem like more of a job. And I'm not again. Don't freak the fuck out, people. Like I'm not saying that doing porn isn't a job, and I get that, but it's just. It's a fucking emotional minefield, dude. It really is. Like for me, for someone that's not in it at all.
Well, yeah, and if it's an emotional minefield, don't walk into the minefield.
Right.
Like, it's clearly marked minefield.
Valid point.
Why the fuck would you walk into it?
You're good. Because it looked dope in Bad Boys 2?
Yeah, it looks dope. It's like, that minefield's got some fat titties.
I just want to hook up with some porn stars. That's all I want to do.
Hooking up and being in a relationship are two separate things.
You're the one that went relationship status. I did not do that.
Well, sometimes
Right.
hooking up does lead to relationships.
That's very
So I've been told.
true. But if by chance someone...
Well, because
Yeah.
you were saying like me. People don't necessarily have to like you to fuck you.
When did I say that? Did I say that?
Yeah, you're like, I hope that she likes me. I'll play it back and for you if you really...
No. I meant like me
Oh,
as
yeah.
like a comic in the sense of like, oh, I like your personality as a person, not like
Like
I
me,
like
like-
you. Like in the,
Like
because,
me, like
well,
me.
well, because there, yeah, exactly. There is a difference between liking you and liking your energy. You right?
Definitely.
Would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Because, like 100%. Like you could be a fucking rock star, for example. And, like for instance, I saw the drummer of fucking 3 Days Grace back when I was working in Oklahoma. He walked on the bus and there was like 6 girls following him. If this is you, I'm fucking sorry. You shouldn't have fired Adam. But he's one of my favorite singers. So, but either way, so like I saw that and I was like, all right. So like, there's a different little.
Well, yeah, those girls don't know that dude. They know nothing about him. They know that they were entertained by him, and they want to be near that entertainer.
Exactly. This knew the energy. They're like, that
Right.
motherfucker was on stage. He's got to be somebody. Like, kind of like if I was on stage somewhere. Like, I have only ever been on stage once and then got to sleep with someone. Out of that 25, it's happened once.
Not a horrible ratio.
1 1/4, not too bad, I guess. But also, like, I haven't been on like a fucking stage of, like opening for Bill Burr when it's like I'm doing 3,000 people, or like there's a better ratio, fucking like hit ratio or some shit like that. Like I've always been on stage of like 300 people, so
It's still more than most of America.
I'll take it. I mean, I'm not gonna argue about it. Like
I wouldn't knock it at all.
it's happened once though. I'm okay with it.
It's happened once in your 20-something years on the planet. You got a lot more time.
Valid point.
Well, hopefully you have a lot more time. You may get hit by a car leaving.
That's a valid argument. I could also be like, "Oh, it's good seeing you."
Yeah. But at the time, right now, right here, right now, you have accomplished more stage time than the majority of people in this fucking country.
No, that's true. I've thought about this, man. Like, okay, this is for everyone. This is going to be like, you can apply this to any single thing, but it's very accurate. I used to host for the World Series of Comedy. Is that a big thing? No, not in the slightest. It doesn't mean anything. But to me, it means something because the World Series has been around for 10 years now, and there's only been 4 hosts. I was one of them. Doesn't mean anything, but it means something. It's like someone.
No. It means something. If it means something to you, it means something.
Exactly.
Anything only has value because we all agree it has value.
If you want to go into that, fucking cryptocurrency. It's exactly what that means. The only reason
The U.S. dollar, too.
well, valid point. Well, that's based on trusts and everything.
Right.
Fucking
Everything's
cryptocurrency-
based on-
cryptocurrency is literally like we all agree that it's $2,000, and if someone was like, "I agree it's $1,500," I was like, "But we don't agree that." And they're like, "I fucking agree that," and they're like, "I don't understand what's going on." It's so fucking confusing.
But
It's
that's
so
how
dumb.
everything in this planet works. Because
Technically.
for fuck's sake, I was just in South America 3 weeks ago.
I forgot about that shit. Yeah, you went with your buddies, right?
Yeah, I was in Colombia 3 weeks ago. A fucking ribeye steak, a fat, juicy, amazing ribeye steak that would probably be $80 to $100 US back here in the States was like $12.
With the conversion and everything was $12.
Yeah. Wow. That's because they agree that that's the value of their money and the value of that meat versus when we're up here and we agree that that's the value here.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Jeez.
All of it is a fucking illusion that we as a society, we as a people, agree that this is worth this.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's true. Fucking life is weird. I don't know how to feel.
That life is weird, and that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be in a fucking... I mean, I'm sure there are some people that are happy with it. Who wants to be in a 9 to 5, pump out 2.5 kids, have your white picket fence? I'm sure somebody's into it.
Yeah, I don't want a kid in a wheelchair.
I don't want to wake up one day and be like, oh shit, I'm 90. What did I do with my life? I worked every day.
I will point this out. Like, I know that like the whole follow your dreams kind of gets a stigma, but maybe not follow your dreams, but always try and be happy. That seems like the easiest thing to do.
Being happy is not fucking easy. Fuck no.
I disagree. I don't think it's that hard.
It's not that hard, but it's not that easy.
Well, okay, I'll put it this way. Being easy is not hard. Being happy is not hard. Finding what makes you happy might be.
Well, finding what makes you happy might be hard. Accomplishing what makes you happy.
Well,
I mean, there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices that you have to make to accomplish those goals.
right.
I mean, for fuck's sake, we talked about this off air. I don't know if it's out of school for me to talk about. You sleep in your car half the time.
Yeah. I don't care.
Does that make you happy?
It doesn't make me sad.
Yeah, but that doesn't make you happy.
No, but but here's the thing, though. Just because it doesn't make me happy, it doesn't make me sad. It's one of those things that I go. Also, it's one of those things I don't have to do it.
True.
I'm choosing to do that.
Yeah, we all make fucking choices.
Right.
And some of those choices don't necessarily make us happy. They don't necessarily make us sad. But because they don't necessarily make us sad doesn't necessarily mean they're making us happy either. Actual happiness is harder to obtain than you might think, but not being sad is fairly easy to obtain.
I agree with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the best way to put that. 100%. Because here's simple.
Unless you're fucked up in the head, and then sorry.
No, you're good. Like, for instance, I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and what I'm not gonna do is do something that makes me. I'm not gonna do something that I don't like. For instance, excuse me, I was working a job. Summer 2017, I was working a job, and I literally worked a job one day. I was working at a catering kitchen, and basically what we did was we went to the main place, we loaded up the food, we went to the place that the event was at, we unloaded everything, we set up the food. As soon as the event was over, we broke down everything, set it back in the vans, took it back to the place. Went to the place, set up all the food, or got all the food again, went back to the new place, set up all the food, broke down all the food once everyone was done. I was literally moving for a living for one fucking day. I worked for 12 hours and I go, I'm done. And the reason, and my stepdad helped me get the job. It was a place that I used to work at, but it was like doing a different job than I used to be a cook. This time I'm being a catering person. And I was living with my mom and stepdad at the time, and I said, I'm done. And he goes, what? He goes, I helped you get that job. I'm like, true, but I'm not going to do a job that's going to make me unhappy. And he was like, well, that's dumb. I go, well, here's the difference. And I go, well, I'm just not going to be happy. And he was like, well, it was something along the lines of like, he was like, well, that's stupid. I go, well, that's what you believe. He's like, yeah, me and 99 other people. I'm like, or 99% of other people. I said, that's fine, but me and the other 1% are going to be happy doing what we do for a living. And I was like, and then like a week later, I found a job as a cook where I was happy with. I'm fine with that shit.
Well, here's the thing. One, I think we're talking from a position of fucking privilege, because
valid point.
There are many fucking people in this country, around the fucking world, that have no fucking choice than just to fucking grind to survive.
True. And okay, this might be 100% privileged opinion, but I feel like grind to survive until you can do something that you like doing grinding at.
The problem is, there's a lot of people that have no fucking ambition.
Well, that's not on us. That's on them.
That is on them, but you can't discount that that's the position they're in.
Right, but yeah, okay. Yeah, but they also...
if that's all you know, if everything, like everyone you know around you, that's what they do to survive. Everyone you've ever encountered, that's what they do. You don't know any other fucking life.
Right.
It's hard to see the ambition of I want to go and do something else when all your peers, your family, that's what they fucking do too.
Right.
It's environmental. We are lucky enough, we are privileged enough to be in Los Angeles surrounded by amazing entertainers, people that have fucking made it. But there are so many fucking people that they don't know that. The idea of meeting a celebrity, being around someone, like, that's fucking fantasy. That has just as much reality to them as, being king of the world.
Right. All right.
I'm just trying to throw out the perspective, drunkenly throw out my perspective.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, buddy.
As I've killed quarter of the bottle of the
Jesus Christ. Where am I sitting? I'm at
Yeah, we've done some drinking.
I give myself like a fifth of the bottle.
Yeah, but I'm happy that I'm fucking privileged. I'm happy that I was given this fucking ambition.
My friend Ariel pointed this out one time, and because I lived with her. She's a black woman, and she would always joke about it, but she was serious but joking about it at the same time. Anytime she'd be like, Black Lives Matter, and I was like, agreed. Like, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But she would say that, and then anytime she'd be like, white privilege, and I would just kind of go on my shell a little bit. And she was like, don't fucking apologize. She goes, you didn't control that shit. She goes, you had no choice. It's not like you had any fucking option. She's like, but just realize that you have it. And I was like, okay, that's true. And that's kind of what I've done. I realize where I am and what I have might have helped due to the fact that I'm a straight white male. 100% might have helped. I'm not saying it did, but it may have.
Well, I'm just curious. If you were to fail horribly out here,
right?
Absolutely fucking horribly, what happens to you?
I ask my dad for some gas money. I pack up my shit and I go home.
Exactly. That's privilege. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Right. It has to do with your social economic status.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That if you just fucking fail, you have, it might not be a great safety net. It may not be a proudful moment, but there's a net there.
Net. Yeah, it's a safety net. Yeah,
where
you're right.
Someone who grows up fucking piss poor, makes some bad choices, they got no net.
Right.
I have to have this job, otherwise I may end up fucking homeless.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just putting it out there.
It's like, so we're going down this road. What does it lead to? A garden. That's it. It's there. It's just sitting there, just looking at.
It goes where every road goes to fucking oblivion. None of it fucking matters. In the grand scheme of things, in about 9,000 years, our whole race won't exist. We'll have wiped ourselves out.
But hey, at least we'll be dead by then.
I don't plan on being.
Unless we hit the fucking, what is it? Not the synchronicity, the
Singularity.
Singularity, there we go. Yeah, where we're just and the computer's like, bro, what you doing? Oh no, I'm just hanging out by these megabytes.
Yeah, but the problem with the singularity is if we all merge with computers, we still die.
But do we? As long as our consciousness goes on, we never die.
Okay. Have you ever watched the movie The Sixth Day with Schwarzenegger?
No.
Okay, it's a bad movie. It's a bad. I'll just preface this with it's a bad movie.
Preface.
Preface.
Come on, man.
Alcohol.
You have books.
Yeah, they make good decoration.
Valid point.
So the point of the movie, the plot of the movie is
it Android, right?
No, cloning.
Okay.
Cloning's illegal, and the mad cloning, and the clones have the memories and all that shit. But it's like, if the clone and I exist at the same time, and the clone has all my memories, I still die. I, as this consciousness, cease to exist. Though my consciousness, or a copy of my consciousness, may still go on.
Right.
This one, the one that has experienced what I've experienced, ceases to exist.
Technically, a life dies, right?
Right. So, same with the singularity. If my consciousness is copied to a computer...
Well, here's the thing about
Let's look at it this way.
Okay, go on.
Say you have an MP3.
Right.
You make a copy of the MP3.
Okay.
You copy it to your fucking iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
You delete the original off your hard drive.
Right.
The original's still fucking deleted.
No, I get what you're saying. Here's the thing, though. This is weird, but I'm glad you brought it up. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. This is all sci-fi movie bullshit. So,
I love that shit. So
no, you're good. You're good. So just hear me out. Whenever you transfer over, it's usually one of those things where if say there's the host body and then there's the computer, simple explanation. There's a host body and a computer, and then it transfers over from host body to a computer. At that point, the host body is dead.
Right.
So at that point, can you say that like the other person is dead? Because technically, is like as soon as it left the body, that means that that was gone and it was transferring. So there wasn't like two entities at the same time.
Well, the way I view it is the host body dies. The new body isn't really aware that they were anything but what they currently are.
Sort of, but that's not actually that's not accurate because the new body computer, for this example, would know that there was something going on prior because as like in theory 100% of the memories of the host body would go on, including, hey, I'm getting knocked out and then bam, I'm waking up, I'm in cyberspace or whatever the situation
right
might be.
They still exist,
but
for them nothing happened.
Right, exactly. See, that's the confusing thing.
Right,
Elon Musk, call us and ask us questions and tell us truths.
Yeah, for the consciousness of the computer, nothing negative happened. For the consciousness that was previously in the meat sack, that ceases to exist. So that meat sack gets to experience death. That is the scary, fucked up. If you think about Star Trek with the transporters, every time you use a transporter, the previous version of you dies.
I don't know if that's true, though.
There was some article about that.
Right.
But it's fucked up. You cannot avoid the inevitable.
That's very accurate.
And terrifying.
Fuck. I'm scared. I don't know what to do.
Fuck, drink, enjoy life.
Valid point. Any porn stars listen to this, hit me up. Let me know. I'd love to see if you can.
Don't get involved with him. Just fuck him.
I'll take it. I just need 3 of you by January. 3 of you. That sounds very fucked up, but you know what I mean.
Just spend some money on hookers.
I'm not gonna spend money. That's what I was gonna say earlier. I never finished this fucking story. Chicago. So I was in Chicago and I was with this. I kind of left and I was with this girl. Fucking full circle. And then I think I got to bounce after this.
Awesome. We're about time to wrap anyway. So
perfect. So I was with this girl and then we ended up we left and then I was like, hey. Like I said, we walked outside. We started making out, and then after that, I was like, let's find a hotel. Again, she was lived with her parents and all that stuff, and I was in a room with 2 other people, and I wasn't gonna like keep them from getting in the room, because they would have been very fucking angry. I wouldn't have cared, but like also I was like, if you're my friend, you're gonna let me fuck. Like I would have like passed out in the hallway for a couple minutes, like just let some shit go down.
So in the future, my recommended solution to that is toss them some money for a bar tab.
They'd already left, so I wasn't with them.
Well, then perfect.
But they were. I wasn't going to be like hanging a fucking tie on the door. Be like,
no.
Fucking stay outside.
It's 2018. Text them. Be like, hey, I'm hooking up.
That doesn't always work because I did that with this one chick that I was hosting this festival with, and then she was like, and she like tried to open the door, but luckily I put the little slam thing on, and she was like, shkunk, and the girl fucking jumped off of me and like fucking jumped over by the chair, and she was like, I'm so sorry, and then like girl got back on, we finished, and then afterwards I was like, why didn't you look at your phone? She goes, why would I look at my phone? I'm like, because it's 2016. What is wrong with you? That's why.
Well, don't
fucking dunce.
Don't be friends with those people.
We don't talk that much anymore. So, either way,
Chicago hotel room, go.
We're in, and basically what happens is I'm like, we go to one place, they were sold out. We go to another place, they were sold out. We go like 25 minutes away. Which in my head, looking back on it now, I'm like, she wanted to fuck. So we go over to this place. I look it up on hotels.com. We find the price, and it was like whatever. And then we get there, and the guy was like, okay, so it's like whatever, which is like $20 more than the price I saw online. I was like, actually, I went on hotels.com. I said it was this. And he's like, okay, we can give you that cost, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't want to put it on my card. And I was like, I don't want to put it on my card. She's like, I'll put it on my card. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, we'll split it later or whatever. And then so we go up into the room. We start banging. for fucking like as what's the word I'm looking for, as like sketchy as a way I can put it. We started banging. Like, we jumped in the shower because I just got done with the show, so I like had to get the gel out of my hair. I wasn't gonna be like, we're not gonna fuck with gel in my hair. And so
That's a weird hang up, but okay.
it was, I wasn't gonna do it because also if she wants to run her hands through my hair, I'm not gonna have her get it caught and it fucking hurts. I'm like, that's just weird. So we start going, and then for whatever reason, my hand goes around her throat, and I was like, this is a new thing I'm into. Fucking rock on. I didn't know that at the time. So we ended up banging, whatever. So we check out the next morning, which we slept for like 2.5 hours, and then I had to go back to my hotel room and sleep for like another 3 hours to then get on the road with my buddy to go from Chicago back to fucking Oklahoma, 13-hour drive. But when I got in, I gave him the fucking keys. I was like, you're fucking driving. But I digress. So we're at the hotel, and then as we're leaving, this is the weirdest thing because she had covered the hotel room, and I said we were going to do it. And I was like, I've never paid for sex in my life. But as soon as we got in her car, I was like, so how much do I owe you? Like, because I knew that I had to split the room with her. She was like, it was like 110. She was like $60. I was like, oh, that sounds fair. So I give her like 320s. I'm like, all right. And then we drive back. We're still chatting. Like, she's actually been texting me throughout the fucking podcast. And I was just like, this is weird. But it was the oddest way I could have asked that question. It was like, oh, I've been together. So how much do I owe you? Like, I'm such a dick for asking it that way. But it's a great way to ask it. It's funny for a story.
It is. But there's also nothing wrong with it. Whatever.
No.
I was just thought that was going to go sideways. Like, once you got in the hotel room, she's like, all right, pay up.
No. I've got a story like that. That's with my girl I hooked up with on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, you got to go. Damn.
I can do that one shortly. Okay, what happened was we ended up talking. I was barking for a show on Hollywood Boulevard. We ended up hooking up. And then what happened was I talked to her, and then I said, so how old are you? She said, how old do you think I am? I was like, well, I'm not fucking stupid. And I didn't answer the question. I was 26 at the time. And I said, I think you're 2 years above or below me. I think that was a good cushion. She's like, I'm 24. I was like, all right, I was 26. It makes sense. I was right. And then I said, so what do you do for a living? She says, I'm a doctor. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. You're 24. I said, you must be fucking insanely smart or have like a crazy work ethic. She's like, kind of both. I was like, all right, that's cool. That's great. And then I said, so what kind of doctor are you? And she goes, I'm a gynecologist. And I was like, well, that's not how you say that word. And I was like, okay, what the fuck? So I go and
that should have raised a red flag right there.
Fucking no, she was also from Omaha. And then her name was Destiny. And I go, you could be my destiny if you fucking make this happen. Let me finish my story. Don't say anything. Just fucking let it happen. So a couple days later, we're talking, and I go over to a hotel room. We end up hooking up. And then in the middle of us fucking, she goes, have you ever had sex with a doctor? And I go, no. Because I hadn't, and I was like, all right, cool. So afterwards, which, you know, like she said that like midway through, which is like, you know, 2 hours, and like afterwards, see, comedy. And so afterwards, I go, by the way, you said you're here to see clients and stuff. She was like, yeah, you know, they come to see me when they're in Omaha because like a lot of people have money, but they, you know, have land out in Kansas. I was like, all right. It doesn't really make sense, but I'll fucking buy it at this point. So I'm talking to her, and I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, by the way, the other day you said gynecologist and not gynecologist. She was like, yeah, about that. I go, you're not a doctor, are you? And she goes, no. I'm like, fuck, because I saw her on Hollywood Boulevard. She's fucking smoking hot blonde, huge fake tits, one of the two. And I go, fuck, I was like, this big dude named Cornelius is gonna knock on the door, like, hey man, you owe me like $400, and I'm gonna be fucked because I've only got $350 and I'm screwed. So I was like, oh shit. So she goes over to this duffel bag that I hadn't seen at this point, and I'm like, oh no, she's a fucking dominatrix. That's what this is. She said she was here to see clients. That makes total fucking sense now. And I, again, don't have money. I'm fucking screwed. She pulls out this giant fucking hooker heel, and I go, you're a stripper. And she grabs me by the face and goes, I'm an exotic dancer. And I go, and the difference would be, and she was like, stripper strip. I was like, yeah, it's kind of fucking in the name. And I was like, an exotic dancer? She goes, we strip. I'm like, obviously. And she goes, but we also dance. I'm like, so do strippers. They don't just come up and rip everything off. I go, this is what I got. Fucking pay me. That's not how it works. So this whole situation goes down. And I was like, all right, so this is the situation. So in the middle of it, she asked me, have you ever had sex with a doctor? And I go, no. And I still fucking haven't.
Womp womp.
Exactly. But the funny thing is, I called my dad because we're way too close, and this is like a couple weeks later, and I told him what happened, and he goes, were you safe? And I go, no, I wasn't. And he goes, why weren't you safe? I go, listen, I wasn't. He goes, you have to be safe. Like the way the apps are and people are just hooking up all the time. You have to be safe. You got to be conscious. You have to make sure everything's going okay. And also, like, why weren't you safe? And I go, listen, I was 100% sure if there was anyone that was not going to have an STD or anything, it was definitely going to be a gynecologist.
So that's who you got to call about the herpes, huh?
I got some things. So there's that.
Oh my God. So she's back in Omaha?
Yeah, and I haven't been able to contact her. I'm kind of sad.
Oh, hey.
I got to set up a fake Snapchat account just to try and reach her.
So that's the first person you've ever had sex with who didn't know her real name, huh?
She told me, but I can't fucking remember what it was.
Sure she did.
She did. I know she did, but I can't remember.
Did you see an ID?
No.
She didn't. So, Andrew, it is last call. We're going to get you out of here, get you to the Dojo of Comedy, which we didn't talk about at fucking all.
No, sorry, buddy.
Well, I mean, real quick. How we met is through my friends at the Dojo of Comedy, which is an amazing venue here in Los Angeles, California.
Yep.
In Hollywood. He is the show producer, is the proper title?
If you want to go by the business cards that we had printed up, I'm the COO and the CTO. I'm the Chief Operational Officer and the Chief Technical Officer. I just said officer because I'm good with talking stuff. No, yeah, technically I'm just me jerking myself. I just, for those of you that can't see, because no one can because it's only audio, he was doing a jack off motion. But no, it's just like, I set up the room and I like literally physically set up all the cables and all this stuff. So I technically do that stuff. And then also with operations, whenever there's a show, I seat people and do all that stuff. Just make sure the shows run smoothly and everything. But it's on Sunset and Sycamore, right across the street from the Days Inn, which is where I hooked up with that girl that I was the gynecologist girl. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Goddamn right.
Wait a minute, you were barking for the Sycamore?
Not at the time. No, I was barking for a different show over on Hollywood Boulevard.
Cool. So, if you're in Hollywood, in LA, come out to the Sycamore, come see some shows, possibly see me drunk in a corner, because that happens.
Go to thedojoofcomedy.com. We have a full calendar of everything, every show that we have coming up in the next 3 weeks at a time. We do a month at a time, so yeah.
Fuck yeah. So, now that it is officially last call, Andrew, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at the number one, Andrew Rose, everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, if you do YouTube, or youtube.com/A-Rose Comedy, but facebook.com/one Andrew Rose. And every day on Instagram, I do a random fact of the day, which you can like or not laugh at or whatever you want to do. But yeah, I got that going every day.
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing the show.
Thanks, man. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, I want to do this. Here in the next couple of weeks, if anyone's listening, I've done the random facts of the day from May 12th of 2017 till right now, and I have taken all of them and I have put them into a book called 365 Funny Facts for Your Unfunny Father. Starters that he could never come up with himself, and it's going to be on sale on Amazon here in the next couple of weeks as soon as I get my proof done and all that fun stuff. So please look out for it. And like I said, if you kind of listened earlier, and I only get after everything is done and said, I personally only get $5 for everything. So that's kind of what I set it up to be. So if you want to support me and all the silly, funny stuff that I do, please do so.
Definitely, and I can't wait for the sequel that has 1 in 4 has herpes. And as always, you can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F. Slayer on Facebook. You can find the podcast at And Now We Drink on Twitter and Now We Drink _ on Instagram. Do us a solid. Go to iTunes. Rate us 5 stars. Tell your fucking friends. We want more fucking drinking buddies. We want more fucking people to drink with on this fucking show. But until next time, drink up, motherfuckers. Later.
Woo.